Your settings, starting video transmission. Okay, looks good.
Don't be.
Hopefully the hotel doesn't kick me out for sort of yelling.
Thank you. It's 2 years old now. Very nice. The paint is starting to wear off though, so I'm gonna have to give them a nice fresh new coat either that or just make some more parts out of ABS plastic.
We gotta figure out how to do it.
Huh?
What parts did you do?
The whole thing, so that it will be in the same color.
All
So
right.
that I don't have to worry about.
Okay, it looks like we have 13 concurrent viewers. We are currently listening to Toa Tom Rules remix of Hero by Ake, and it's pretty good. Welcome one and all. Alright, nice. It's time. DXL the Poet, Tyler Nuva's here, Bioscrowl's here, Paraka Avok. Alright. Welcome one and all to BioTalk Live. I'm your host, Zach Kaplan. Along with me today we have Captain Geo, Tributron. We have BioTube, who's right now going by Zach the Lego Maniac. Get to the point. Guinness Walker looks like he's here. All right. Yeah. Okay. Epic. All right, guys. Well, I'm glad we've got like a stacked cast here. The stream seems to be running just fine. How's it going, everyone? Yeah, we got Kyler Nuva, Man in Black, Bioscrowl, DXL the Poet, Paraka Avok, Dorothy Josephina, Postnog Ongnom, Oslan, Takura's channel, Random Things. Good to see you guys here. Sea Drifter. All right, we already got some questions coming in. Kaiju Former, yo, what's up? Zach, he's the Lego Maniac. Chronisia official channel, I'm in the stream and on the stream. All right. Cool. We can go ahead and get started. So thank you everyone for being here. We have a lot to talk about today. We'll also just obviously have fun with it. I might build a couple of the Vaki that I recently purchased just while we're all conversing and talking about fun stuff. But for now, I guess I'd like to say I guess congratulations, but also like good job on TTV for managing to get a hold of Christian Faber. I actually thought the interview went pretty well. Really interesting to get his side on how Bionicle first got started, where he hopes it would go, and just kind of his like 2 cents on everything, and kind of like I guess clearing the air on a lot of this confusion he's stirred up on like a potential G3. To give you guys the spark notes before everyone here who, I know maybe some of you watched it, some of you might not have, but basically he talked a lot about the beginnings of Bionicle, how he started in 1986 and like people were getting laid off in the 90s, and so people kind of turned to all sorts of ideas and Bionicle ended up just working out. And to him it means a lot that it's resulted in people being creative, and that to him Bionicle isn't necessarily about a product being on shelves. It's more the system of building itself and the creativity it sparks. And he says, you know, his whole thing was like, as long as there are Bionicles up in someone's attics or someone's basement or on their shelves, like it's alive and going. So that was his kind of like 2 cents at the end of the day. As far as it comes to like, you know, his like starting to, you know, stir up some excitement. He has this kind of like VR Rebel Nature is what it's called, VR idea he's doing. He's also like working on a film, actually, from what I've been told now. and just all sorts of things. And he hopes one day that he'll be able to retool or repurpose Bionicle. That's kind of what he was saying. So until then, DXL the poet, right? Bionicle will never die. But to clear the air, I think they did at least a decent job and a respectful job, like talking with him and all that. I guess I'll go ahead and turn it to some my buddies here on the Discord. Gio, were you tuned in at all?
I did not watch it. I was working the entire day today, so I missed it.
No worries. Do you have any thoughts generally though on Christian Faber, on kind of everything that's been going on?
Well, I think everyone here has like a special place in their heart for Christian Faber. I think I said on my Instagram before, Bionicle is it like formed part of my worldview at this point. Sometimes I've debated about getting a tattoo of the Unity Duty Destiny, like on my arm or on my shoulder.
Me too.
But that's gonna be interesting to see like what he's got brewing,
Totally. Anyone else? BioTube, were you watching? Or I know Guinness, you probably haven't watched it yet, right? No worries. No worries. BioTube hasn't watched. Who's watched it? That was
okay. So
Tributron.
I will say that when it came to like the actual interview with Christian Faber, because I've always been digging through all of Christian Faber's like artwork, the behind the scenes, the thought process of things, even watched his TED Talk. I've always had like a very deep knowledge behind the person when it came to his development of Bionicle. I mean, he is one of my sole reasons of inspiration, I would say, when it comes to many of my creations. So when hearing the podcast, the podcast interview, there was a lot of things that I already knew that he was talking about. So there wasn't too many things that were new. The only thing that I would say were new would most certainly be the discussion about the elusive Bionicle G3 and also the name of Good Guy.
Apparently he has a name.
Yeah, the Troglomorph.
Troglomorph is the name for Good Guy?
That's his name.
Wow. I'm just going to call him 2006 Good Guy. I've been saying that for so long that it's been ingrained in my brain, so
all right.
I'm sorry.
No one needs to pull a Clockwork Orange and make you say the official name.
Oh, man.
Yoshi did, Jaeger, did any of you guys watch the interview?
Sadly, I did not get a chance to. Actually,
Nobody
I need
here
to bring up
has watched
something.
it except for you, Zach.
So I got the notification.
It has like 1,700 views. People in the chat have, I know that.
I got the notification on my phone, and all I could notice is like how low quality the thumbnail was.
Oh yeah, that was the thing people were talking about. I was just listening to the audio. I was like driving around doing some stuff.
Like the thumbnail was looked like it was below 140p.
Oh man.
I would have thought possible.
Okay. Well, let me see. What are we doing here on our Discord? If anyone,
I was gonna watch it before this stream, but then I saw it was 3 hours. Oh jeez, I'm not gonna make it enough time.
You can scrub through. You can find some stuff.
I don't
see. Yeah, you put it like slightly at like 1.25 speed and just watch through it.
You know what? It would take 2 hours.
I'll watch it in a week when I eventually get to Chrono Cross.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, so before we get into some of the questions in the live chat, we actually have a bunch. We can get into that, switch over to some other conversations. Some really cool comic book Marvel comics using Bionicle that I was shown earlier. Pretty insane stuff, actually. Yoshi Dude kind of blew my mind. We can maybe talk about that too at some point.
Isn't there's like one image I've seen of like some of the Bionicle stuff. Like it's hidden up in a corner in like a piece of metal.
Well, get ready for this next one. We're gonna go over it a bit here, but before that, I will say, so I listened to the whole thing. One of my favorite things that like Christian Faber brought up, because he knew that he was getting not a lot of hate, but definitely some annoyed, very like, you know, because Bionicle's personal to a lot of fans and a lot of people hold it to heart and like will take all sorts of news, you know, with the littlest grain of salt instead of like, whereas I look at it as like, you know, he's working on his own things. I doubt he really understands what he's saying is going to have this big of an impact. He basically said, you know, to think of like Bionicle or its future or even yourself and where you're at, to put yourself in the mind of like a Toa canister. Like if you were in a Toa canister, you don't know where you're going. There's no map, no direction. You wash upon shore and you figure it all out for yourself. He kind of like that's like very much not verbatim at all what he said, but it was really interesting kind of what he said. He was like, you know, put yourself in a Toa canister. It was like really cool. He was like bringing up these like life parallels, comparing it to Bionicle. I don't know. It was just it was kind of cool. It was kind of fascinating what he was talking about, and seems just like a really amazing dude, and was definitely trying to clear the air because he understood that he was stirring up some trouble with like posting Biological Chronicle and like posting a big 3, like as if it was like G3 and all that. Really interesting. He was like going on about like NFTs and talking about Bionicle making some NFTs and everything. It was like so strange. It was honestly, yeah, you guys should. He said when they were making Bionicle, I think in Danish, like Toa means toilet. So like there was this whole tangent conversation about people saying like like trial of the toilet, like search for the quest of the toilet. Like he was like within the Lego group, that was like a big joke in 2001, but you know, obviously it stuck. Like funny things like that. It was a good interview, definitely, you know. I think
no wonder they called the G2 like characters, you know, masters instead of Toa.
Yeah, that might be
they don't
part
want
of
to go
it,
back.
I thought it was just the sets weren't called Toa, but they were technically still called Toa.
So does that mean that Calamari are literally just toilet water?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I didn't think about that.
Well, we got a stone and we got an earth, guys, so.
What would be
practically the same thing?
The toilet of stone, what would be the worst one? The toilet of fire, toilet of water.
Oh my god.
Air. Toilet of water is just a normal toilet. Toilet of fire sounds terrifying. I don't want to deal with the toilet of fire.
I thought like trial by the Toa or trial of the Toa, trial by toilet was just like, oh my god.
Here comes the jalapenos.
That's what you gotta when you're raising your child. Don't call it potty training. Say this is the trial by toilet. Okay?
That's pretty good.
Feel more accomplished.
Okay, let me go ahead and see if we have some questions. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Postnum Ognum. Let's see. Okay. Oh, I thought this team to upload an interview. People were talking about the interview. Yeah, they already uploaded BioScrowl, so it's there, but it is like 2 hours and 56 minutes. C Drifter says, "Hi Zach, what are your thoughts on Good Guy's name?" Okay, yeah, we brought that up. Troglamorph. It's fine. I feel like it's just they made it up for fun, though. You know, I mean, you can say it's canon if you want, but yeah, pretty funny.
Yeah, by the sound of the
troglodyte.
By
the same thing.
By the sound of the name, you know, it makes me think like it was more so of like a kind of like a backroom joke kind of thing, you know, that you just make up and just some funny stuff, you know, when you're
definitely. He was like really funny. He was like at the beginning of like within the first like 20 minutes or so, he was talking about his role at Lego. They called him like the draw guy or draw boy because he would like pencil and paper would like put their ideas visually out, like he would write out, and they would always say, "Get that draw guy, get that draw boy over here, draw boy." Like his name for like when he first started working at Lego was just Draw Boy, which is actually kind of interesting. Praka Avox says, "I honestly think Faber asked Lego for the rights to Bionicle. they would have been willing to give it to him because from what I see, Lego wants nothing to do with Bionicle. I always thought like maybe he like got the rights or something, but I feel like Lego still wants to hold on to their IP. I just don't think they would do that.
I mean,
Why
they are
would they hold
still
on to
like
it?
a hold of the name Bionicle. Like
Yeah.
they're still like a hold of that, but in terms of like the actual product, such as the figures and stuff like that, they lost that.
Also, Procket
Even-
Avok, I would say the proof is in the pudding with the fact that, like, they might be releasing, or we don't know, but, like, the fact that they did the 90th anniversary and Bionicle was included means they definitely haven't, like, sold the rights to him yet.
no.
You know,
They're not
maybe
gonna-
they're letting him license a part of it, maybe, but I just don't know. Lego's pretty airtight about things like that, and
Image. Lego's all about image. There's no way. Even like take out money from the equation completely, and their primary concern is how they're represented around the world. There's no
Right.
way in hell, even if they could make a buttload of cash, that they're going
Right.
to allow somebody else to take Bionicle and potentially do something
oh yeah,
that could then smear them later on.
and it's
Yeah,
it's interesting, yeah.
I would also like to add, like, especially since like Bionicle had a large impact all the way from 2001 to like 2010. You know, it had a prominent staple on like everyday life. You know, when it comes to like people that are interested in buildable figures and stuff like that. That most didn't even knew. You know, it was a Lego properties. You know, so I mean, you don't want to lose that. You know,
Right.
so losing the name would definitely do a negative effect on Lego.
It was interesting too. Within the interview, he was talking about how he had left. I don't know if he was asked to leave, but he had left Lego literally right as they were about to begin working on the Return 2015. So he had like left Lego and then like a month or two just found out and he had no idea that they were like starting it again. And he was like, you know, I know all these things that I can't talk about, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it's like actually fascinating to me and interesting that it just like happened to not work that way. Because his whole thing is this argument that I was talking about, which is like the one thing G2 was missing, great sets and all, and like people love the pieces. Obviously, like the toys itself weren't totally the problem. He said that it was missing out on a lot of the nuance and mystery, and I think like honestly I've realized now that a lot of what he had implemented in G1 that was missing from G2 is probably a lot of reason like I and some fans weren't like that into it that well. He had a lot of interesting opinions actually on the whole thing. And I kind of like felt bad for him when he was talking about it too. So again, it's worth giving it a listen for sure, guys, if you haven't yet.
You know, it's funny that you should say that because, like, funny enough, also like there was an interview with like Greg Farsty, you know, and he too, you know, wanted to go ahead and write for G2, but they were like, no, well, you've done Bionicle before. Let somebody else take the reins on it.
Really? Oh wow, I had no idea that.
So
Yeah, Greg first didn't have a part in it.
That's crazy because he still was working on like Ninjago.
Yeah, but they didn't let him to write, you know. So
Oh my god.
I guess like Christian Faber wasn't the only one that kind of got.
I mean, it's like getting rid of
hanging.
like, the two biggest creative forces and then like questioning why didn't it work.
Okay, cool. Let's see what else people are saying. Bias Girl says, I myself have thought about the Unity Duty tattoo as well. Spo Senju, good to see you, says, get that tat. I have many tattoos like that. Things like Bionicle has impacted my life heavily. Yeah, I was literally thinking about like behind my right or left shoulder getting the Unity Duty Destiny symbol, just like black, a tattoo. I've thought about it for a while. I almost got it actually over this summer on Bionicle Day. Maybe I'll do that this summer, actually. That'd be great. I'll live stream it.
cool.
I'll go, hey, can I live stream you giving me this tattoo? And I go, Mata Nui! Oh, Mata! Everyone in the tattoo parlor's looking at me like, who is this guy?
That tattoo
Prepare
artist
for
is never
pain.
going to serve you again.
let's see where I was reading something that seemed pretty good. Oh yeah, Sea Drifter says it seems like Faber is trying to remarket the term biological chronicle. I agree. From what I gather, Rebel Nature is another Bionicle in his eyes. I think that's exactly what he was trying to say. Because the term biological chronicle could be reused. You know, I don't think Lego owns like that. Right, that
They
title.
own the name
No.
Bionicle, but he can still use Biological Chronicle.
Yeah, and he was bringing that up a lot. Like, he almost said biological chronicle more often than bionicle within the interview, and I think that's what he wants to keep saying.
It
Yeah.
still is a bit of a mouthful, though.
Oh yeah,
I think he's just saying it just in case, you know, Lego decides to push down the hammer, you know, for saying Bionicle, you know, because he did work for like Lego when it came to the development of Bionicle.
right.
But I also want to point out, you know, about like the basically the symbolic meaning of like Bionicle basically being like Faber's fight against cancer. So like from that aspect, if you go ahead and look like at Rebel Nature and the stuff he's doing, it's kind of like the next chapter in his life, you know, and like proto aspect, you know, for, you know, where does he go next, you know, what happens, you know, in this next chapter
Right.
of his life, you know, in a visual sense, kind of like how Bionicle was a visual sense against a fight against cancer. You know, Toa have to come down, defeat Makuta, which was the disease that was plaguing Matanui.
Totally.
What's the story of Rebel Nature? I'm sorry, I don't keep up with Faber as much as I
So
wish I could.
Faber's thing that he brought up, this project he's working on, Rebel Nature, is there's a lot of concept art for it. It's been like all over his social media, and he's been posting about it. Basically, it's this idea of like different worlds and interacting with nature, but also characters kind of it was so interesting because I don't know if it's like, it's not a language barrier because he can speak English, but if it's still like a cultural barrier, he was just having trouble explaining exactly how it like is representing kind of what he was trying to say with Bionicle as well, which it's like these robots living on an island. Like in Rebel Nature, it's like these characters, they're not exactly robots. I think there are some robotic like beings within it, but it's mainly this girl and a couple other like pretty much just human characters on an island.
Okay.
And
So
it's like it's gonna be a VR story with like world building and characters is like his idea.
to go more into detail, it's basically like a story of this girl that was raised by a machine,
Yes.
you know, and her sole purpose, you know, since she was ever since she was being raised by this robot was to go ahead and shut down this facility, you know, shut down the robot, another robot, you know. And outside of that, when it comes to this world, you know, that this girl lives in, it's basically a world where like technology has basically bled into biology in the sense where like all the creatures and stuff like that that live in the oceans are becoming more and more mechanical due to all the pollution
There
and
we
the
go.
stuff that is like polluting the waters. So
That backstory kind of sounds like the entirety of the movie I Am Mother that came out a couple of years ago.
oh yeah, it's kind of like I
Yeah.
Am Mother, but it goes even more deeper. No pun intended.
So a VR experience? What is that all about? What do you mean? Like a game?
Yeah, he's making a game to go along with it, with this film that he's working on.
It's a film and a game.
Yeah, film, game / story. So
I see.
I'm not just sure how much progress he's done in terms of the film. He's definitely keeping things under wraps, but like he already got an actress for the girl that's going to be played. Also got Cryoshell with him, so
Yeah, he talked a while about Cryoshell. He was saying I guess this is an interesting topic to talk about. He's very close friends with them and had a part in their getting hired by Lego apparently, and also says they're all at a stage of life now where like they're starting to have kids and a family, and so they're really pushing to like get their music out there in other ways. And he's looking at this project he's been doing and this film that he's trying to get off the ground as ways to kind of push forward their music as well. That was like part of the interview. Yeah, all around just like really interesting stuff. So yeah.
My big question when it comes to like Rebel Nature is the themes and how will it like because clearly he wants this to be kind of like his second Bionicle, but like as a fan of it, like I'm still like not really sure how it will be that like let's say going from like Xenogears to Xenoblade, I can still see the themes from like of gods and this and that. I still don't know if I see it in Rebel Nature yet.
Right. Well, I mean, it is. I will say it's like sounds like the project's still very much in the works. He said something about a summer release of like a first little episode or something because, I mean, they have been working on it for like 2 years, so you would think they have some sort of work done. I've seen like BTS photos of him on like blue screen stages and people doing mocap. So I know there's something,
Like,
there, but
I know why he's definitely trying to like almost market it as the next Bionicle, at least like story wise in a sense. But
It's
like
his
it feels
life's
to me
work.
more like, huh?
It's his life's work. So
Yeah. But to me it seems more like, going from Doctor Slump to Dragon Ball with Akira Toriyama. Maybe a little not as, violently different, but like still have like one thing that's like keeps them in common, but like not that in common.
Well, it's something new, and it should
Yeah,
be.
I mean, I'm not saying like don't be open to new stuff, but I'm just saying,
right.
I mean, like,
hear
I
you.
think if Faber wants to do this new thing, I can totally understand as somebody who goes through a multitude of projects. Like sometimes you got to finish one thing and start something else. And it's clear that the concept of the biological chronicle was important enough to Faber to have it be a red thread into his next project. But if it's sufficiently different, I think, go for it. It's good. It's
Right.
good.
it's just more of the one thing with me is I just have not been sold on the just not been sold on it yet.
No,
Which I mean,
yeah.
I'm gonna
See,
check it out
seems
no matter
like a-
what. It's just more of that's just my
It
problem.
seems though that it's a philanthropic, entrepreneurial. This is his thing. Whether or not people are going to pay for it and buy it, I don't think is his primary thing. I think his primary thing is getting it out there. He wants.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what he was
I-
talking about.
It's
And I know
also
it's
going
like-
to be a multimedia platform because he's also working on a mobile game as well, from what I recall. But it's basically, the mobile game is basically Maze Runner.
Mobile games, never a good idea.
No, it's
mobile games
not.
are just kind of bad anyway.
But
Oh,
he's
is it-
trying. He's trying to do through multiple media, similar to how Bionicle was. So I mean,
As a,
he's trying. Not so sure mobile is a good idea, but at least he has a VR game, so that is going to be something that would probably hold him much more effectively.
Yeah.
Can I-
I
Give a
feel.
lot of us a reason to actually buy an Oculus Rift or an HTC Vive or something like that.
I
Yeah.
got one a year ago. It's pretty nutty, actually.
Is it okay if I can mention something?
Yeah. What do you have anything on Christian
I'm
Faber?
thinking like maybe. Oh, sorry. The reason why I think he's doing this is because maybe he thinks that a Bionicle, there's like something missing in him. Like after Bionicle was done, they didn't really continue on. I mean, they tried with G2, but like you said, he was not on that. And I'm thinking like what he's trying to do is create this series to fill a missing gap maybe in his life.
Maybe.
It
Well,
seems like
Yeah.
it's along that lines, I think, combined with just a personal. Bionicle was him telling a story that was very personal to him, but through a corporate lens. And now this is him trying to do that without the lens of necessarily, or at least through his own corporate lens, it seems like.
Yeah.
But this would definitely give him more creative freedom, though. Now, than he had when working with
Totally.
Lego. So if anything, I'm kind of anticipating what will come out from it. Because I
Right.
always liked his artwork, they've always have been inspiring. So to see like more like work coming from him, it's something to look forward to.
He's definitely good at a lot of complex, with his drawings and stuff. Like
Oh,
I think
complex machinery.
yeah.
I think Bionicle fans shouldn't get too hung up on whatever Faber's doing as being the next Bionicle.
Exactly, because that's what
Yeah.
that was the issue that TTV was having, is they were noticing a lot of fans getting like hung up on it, so they wanted to like
Well, as I said,
interview him
as
and clear the air. I've always known from the beginning this isn't like Bionicle.
I don't know how many other people here like make their own art. Like, well, you know what, Zach? Like even video making. Like
Yeah,
anybody
yeah.
who makes art, you'll know that when you make something that defines you or that gets really successful, you do not want to be stuck to that. I'm sure you've heard of this with lots of other you don't want to be cast type as an actor. You don't want to always be the same role as a musician.
Yeah,
It's
It's basically
pigeonholed.
like
They call it getting
like-
pigeonholed into one thing.
Yeah.
My
Yeah,
problem
that's
with
what it is.
TTV is how they present it.
Well, because
Well,
that's their bread and butter. All their bread and butter is Bionicle, so they have to spin it Bionicle. They have no other option.
No, yeah, that's fine. You got it. That's
I
also
mean-
like YouTube.
You know what? Speaking of that, can we talk about their view counts on anything that's not Bionicle? Sometimes
like
it could barely even
half.
break like 1,000 views.
Their name is three virtues. I mean, they're inextricably linked to Bionicle.
But
a
I mean,
lot of, a
even
lot of
though,
the
like, with
people
all their-
though, a lot of people that are subscribed to them are also just Lego Ninjago fans, and
Yeah, but even like when it comes to like the Ninjago stuff, I was like laughing my ass off one day because it was like they could bear like it was like on one of their like videos it was like out for like a week and it was like 600 views.
Okay.
that's where
Well-
I'm at right now.
Okay. So
not talking
let
about-
me
Which is probably why they jumped on the
go ahead
anti-Faber
and
thing.
explain real quick something. It's mainly because like TTV has always been like your equivalent of Bionicle news reporter. So whenever like something new related to Bionicle comes out, they would report it. But ever
Oh, yeah,
since
100% agree.
Bionicle has been like basically gone, they have new content. What they're going to do.
That's,
And
like,
you
the
can
gap I've
definitely
been trying to
see
fill.
like the numbers going down in terms of viewership and stuff like that. And that's
Yeah.
why
I'd say-
they kind of relied on the canonization contest, among a few other things, just to stimulate, some more views.
Oh yeah,
out of
100% agree.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, for
that's why
sure.
with what I'm trying to do is like create discourse and kind of like constant live, at least live shows with people that can talk about it, and also like all my like topic videos and theories and like just to like get discussion going about, instead of just I don't know, like
And
I
you know what?
don't want to create any like fake sort of news. I don't know.
That's why like I don't think I can make like so many topics on like one singular thing. When it comes to like at least the videos I'm working on, because it's like, all right, I'm gonna do this. I can't do it, just on like one thing. So it's just my channel. That's pretty much how it
Thrawn,
comes down
what's
to.
good? Good to see you, Thrawn. Yo, okay, so are we good on the Christian Faber talk? Because maybe we'll move on to something else.
I just wanted to say, like,
We've
just
been
reiterate
dwelling
my
on
one
this
problem when it
topic.
came to like Rebel Nature is that at least on Instagram, it definitely feels like he's trying to market it as the next Bionicle when it's clearly not. And like,
Well,
I think he
I
should
mean,
Just wait
I
till you're
mean,
hustling.
like what else is he going to do? There isn't that much of an audience out there.
Well,
That
he was
would
he
be
was saying that he very much relies on us for being a majority of his following in the first place. So he wants to market this to at least, a couple thousand people that he knows are going to at least show up for any other sort of project he has in the future, I think. And if you want to look at that as like kind of manipulative, I guess, but at the same time I think he's like was expressing how grateful he was. At one point he was like saying like I'm almost like close to tears seeing how many people were viewing. I think at one point like 300 people were viewing at one time, and he was like, this is crazy, like I've never been in front of an audience of this magnitude even, so
I think people lose sight. I'm gonna actually log off in a sec. So last thought before I log off here. People often lose sight of just how many people, 300 people like you see like some Twitch streamers got 50,000 viewers, and it's like 300. That's nothing. But like, I want you to picture an auditorium of 300 people.
Right.
And for somebody who hasn't done that before, or doesn't do that regularly, like it can mean a lot. Anyway,
Yeah, it's
thanks
pretty
for
wild.
asking, Zach.
300
Of
is a lot of
course,
people.
Guinness, of course, anytime. Peace out. Thrawn,
just
can
a
you
tale-
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up?
Oh, here, Gia, you can finish. Were you had a point? Or-
Just a tale on what Guinness said before he left. Like, yeah, 300 people when you're streaming, that's nothing. But if 300 people in a room, that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like 2 movie theaters worth.
Yeah. Well, more than that. It's like an auditorium almost.
Yeah. Cool.
Perspective, you know.
A small concert.
Thrawn,
Yeah, what's up?
can we pull up your mock?
Run out?
Yeah.
That weird spider thing he made. That thing's really cool.
Oh yeah. Hold on.
I
Yeah,
would've- I
let's
would've
do it.
watched
We
the
got
stream,
20
but I-
people watching. I want them to see it. It's
You got how many people?
like 20 people.
21?
Oh, what's
21?
up?
21?
Oh, okay, but I'm one of them, so keep that in mind.
21. I think we're all some of them.
Yeah,
You gotta-
yeah, I'm definitely keeping
You gotta-
an eye
you
on-
gotta
I am
support-
watching as well, so I might have inflated some of those numbers.
Yeah.
I would have seen you build it live, but I was showing Battlestar Galactica to some people.
No
That's
worries.
No problem. I don't mind. There you go.
Daler99,
Yeah, no,
what's
I'm
going
weird.
on? Good to see you. Daler99.
Oh, I've seen it. I've
That
seen
thing's
that.
awesome.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
So after years of not doing any Bionicle at all, I was like, yeah, I'll just do one for stream. Took like 5 hours.
Yeah, that 5 hours just
Like a lot of
it-
system integration.
Thank you. I have some system here and there. There's like some of this is system, all of this is system, and
I
then the
mean-
legs, and then in here I had to like cover these holes up. So like
You know what?
there was no other choice.
Even my one friend who's a pure Star Wars collector when it comes to like Lego through and through, he even said that the best mocks combine I guess the Bionicle more or less parts and
Yeah.
regular system.
Whoa, I have come back.
I think
I
that's
think
true.
the abdomen. I think the abdomen could be just a little bit bigger, just to fit the more spidery aesthetic.
Oh,
Hello,
yeah.
But
Tribute
the way it
Tom.
is,
Hello.
it's fine.
Yeah, the way
Yeah,
it is.
I mean
pretty good.
it's been, oh god, how long has it been? 6-7 years since I did Bionicle anything. I mean, I use the ball and socket system for like a lot of my robots and walkers and stuff, but past that I don't. It's not something that Star Wars mocks use very often.
No, they're very different.
You did
Yeah,
it
you do not
very
mean to
be in
well.
live
Like, it's very
chat,
impressive.
though.
Is this dark?
Thank
Is
you.
this Dark Souls? Right? Dark
Yes,
Souls.
it is.
So I did a Dark Souls inspired build. One of the Dark Souls bosses from Dark Souls 1 is a woman. She's like half woman, half spider. So I went kind of like for that vibe, but I wanted it to be darker, more monster-esque, and see like something you'd see in like a toxic forest kind of deal. So that was my concept.
Yeah, I think I called it a spider centaur. I was like, is this a spider centaur?
Pretty much, yeah. It's a spider centaur, some sort of gross thing that I made for fun.
Right.
This is being recorded.
Wow.
It kind of reminds me of the
The
Spider
live stream
General
is
from
happening.
Clone
I did
Wars.
not mean to be in here.
No worries, Ataru. No worries. Good to see you.
Zach, I would like to introduce Sataru. Can I?
What's going on? I know you've watched a lot of my LegomationStudio videos.
Yes. Zach.
And I am the
this-
dumbest biotuber ever.
Zach, this is Ataru, my my right hand man for the Mozo series.
Cool.
Also, game developer.
Yeah.
Very
this-
nice.
One of those series.
This is pretty awesome, yeah. I think you should put this. Have you put this on Reddit yet?
Yeah, it's already up on Reddit.
Oh,
How many
nice.
likes or upvotes has it gotten so far?
Last time I checked, it was like 150 in the Bionicle subreddit.
Not
Can we
bad.
get
But
the
that's pretty
rendered
good.
image? Can we get the rendered image?
Oh, render? Yeah.
Yeah,
It's in,
render.
it's in the
Yeah.
chat already.
It is,
Oh, where is it?
but
no.
we can see
It's
the
in the
process.
mock chat.
It's kind
There
of
you go.
cool to render.
Can you see it? I don't know if you can see it.
Where the
I can
hell
see-
is?
Oh,
sharing your
I can
screen.
see it.
Oh, there it is.
Yes.
How can I pull it up on the stream though?
Here, let me see if I can.
It looks even like, I will say, rendering out from this program looks literally like
It's so good.
product photo level quality. It's kind of cool. How
Yeah,
they
you
put
can
the
you can
key light.
auto you can set how much you want it to look like. So like there's a setting for like basically factory new, and there's a setting for like scuff
There you
marks
go.
and scratches and all
I
that.
personally like the scratches, but that's just me.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'd say it depends when it comes to scratches. Sometimes, like, I've seen it where it's like way too overdone, and we got to get it like just the right, like, realistic kind of, not too much, but not too little.
Right.
Let me see if I can pull it up. And a bigger image.
Anyways,
yes.
That's
my newest
awesome.
mock on
One second.
Reddit has
I
226.
never intended to be here.
Clips Film Melbourne, good to see you. Yeah, Hinaika Boy says, love
There
the
you go.
build.
I'm back.
Kaiju Former says, that's really cool. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Tributon pulled it up
So,
big.
Zach,
in a big one. Look at that. Oh my god. Yeah, man, that's awesome. Like, that's just
Thanks.
epic looking right there. I feel like the only problem is whether it could stand up in real life or
I
not.
mean, yeah, it's a
True.
render. I have no idea.
Yeah,
I
Which
think it
sucks.
should. I think it
can't
should
even,
with the
like-
amount of legs.
Put a clear,
It's-
long,
it's a lot of
clear
life.
Lego stick under it, and you can get it to
I mean,
I
stand
don't
up.
even think you could make it in
I
real
just
life, to
opened my
be honest.
Chromebook and then this
Another way,
happened.
I can't make it in real life because, as you can see, there's a bunch of errors because I used colors that fit the scheme.
Right.
You could do this if you just switched all the colors to something else, like things that are available.
Oh, you know what? You know what would work? The neon orange.
Yeah, so that automatically fixes this problem, and that should probably fix most of the spikes.
You know
But-
what? I'm gonna be honest. The neon orange might actually work. To give it like a bit more of a different color scheme, because
It would look
well, the
cool
color scheme's good. I
regardless.
feel like it's definitely been done to death.
Yeah. That's true.
But like the neon orange is like one you can actually build in real life, and two, you don't see that too often. But whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
Definitely. This
You
is
know
more
what,
of like a proof of concept, that I can still make these mocks since it's been so long.
oh yeah. I mean, still, it's an absolutely fantastic mock.
Right.
Thank you.
That's nutty. 5 hours. 5 hours.
Yeah, it was a long stream. Went well. Not as impressive as my second stream, but still pretty good.
What was
It
it?
took me just
people-
about as long. It took me just about as long to build my last mock for
What
Connor
the-
Hoffman's Dark Hunter contest.
What the heck?
All right. Who wants to see Bionicle in Marvel Comics?
Yeah, sure. But before we do that,
This is insane.
I looked in dank mocks and just look for yourself.
Burb.
Dank Mox?
Not that. One
Oh
below
yeah,
it.
the Dank Mox chat. I gotta get more people in
I'm not
here.
gonna spoil it. It's amazing.
Is it
First.
amazing or is it a joke?
It's both. Like what?
Why?
What even is going on?
Okay. All right. Okay. I'll pull it up for everyone to see real quickly.
Oh yes, reveal this to the public. That's definitely not
Wow.
going to damage.
That,
anything,
you know,
so-
might be the best Galador mock I've ever seen. They should put that in that should be in a TTV canon contest as far as I'm concerned, right?
It's a
Look at
YouTube
that.
category, so I can upload one. I can
Hey, this must be one of the great beings,
one of my
guys.
videos.
This
This is one of the great beings.
One of the great beings. And he turns out to be a freaking scorpion.
This is from a convention. You can tell, like, it was actually put out on display. What?
Yeah, I'm
From
just- okay,
2019
yeah,
at the
so-
earliest.
I'm
So-
gonna get
so,
dinner.
You know
I'll
what?
be
I
back.
give props
No
to anyone
worries.
that can mock with Galador.
Yes.
But is it
yes,
even? Does it
is
even count
impressive.
as mock? Really? Like,
It
I
counts.
mean, I was gonna
I mean,
say
it
that,
counts.
Okay.
Mock means my own
Wait, you know
creation.
what?
yeah,
You
no,
know what?
I
yeah.
like to say that someone consciously made this, put this in a convention for everyone to see, and probably was not thinking
This
that
is
anyone
nutty.
would consider this guy crazy
Oh
for
my
making
God.
something like this, but And this is probably the only Galador mock that I ever seen.
Yeah. You know
Nah,
what?
you know what?
And then you're just looking at YouTube.
That's insane, because, like, Galador is just, like, a
Nah,
really
you know what?
old show, too.
I
put it
remember
there,
watching the show before I actually
Nick
got any of the
Bluetooth.
figures.
Nick Bluetooth is the main character. His
Hey,
name is freaking
Zach. Zach,
Zach,
Yeah.
What?
I took the greatest, one of
Really?
the greatest mocks ever created in there, so you can go see it.
I'm
Nah,
working
you
on my
actually
picture.
put a good mock this time?
Oh, I mean, I put my
Oh,
mock
this
right
is...
here.
You're right. I've seen this one. Hold up.
Gior, you look concerned.
Wow. I've seen this one. You're right.
I'm
You know
always
what? Let me
concerned.
pull this one
Amazing.
up.
Riley is the best.
Wait.
Let me see. I think you're right. This is the best Galador mock that's ever been made, probably.
What the flip?
Thanks for saying flip.
Wait, no, those aren't Galador. Those are Star Wars.
They're
Yeah,
mi-
those
Wait,
are
that's
billable
not
figures.
Galador. It's Star Wars.
Star Wars.
You know
It
what?
is scary. It looks like
Well,
a
yeah.
vacuum cleaner. Like someone decapitated someone's head and put it on a vacuum
Okay,
cleaner.
now I actually have the best mock I've ever seen.
All right.
That's the best
Let's
one
see.
right there. Riley, age 12. Worm.
Riley, age 12. A
Real
brick.
prodigy.
There's nothing wrong with the brick. You can't destroy it unless if you put a knife through it and make cuts into it to make it really
You know
sharp.
what?
And
Taylor
actually
99, that was your mock. I had
You're
no
right.
idea.
So,
Oh
you know
my
what?
God.
I'm gonna be honest. This mock is probably one of the deepest mocks I think I could ever say I've seen because it brings up a really good theoretical question. What is a mock?
Right? I think
Mock
it
is
needs to be at
my
least
own
two
creation.
pieces put together.
Wait, it's only just two pieces. I thought it was just that one piece.
Well, no, this is just one, but I feel like a mock, it's like you create a little something, so you need like two pieces at least connected to each other.
I mean, I'm not very deep when it comes to like 3D art like
This
this,
is
but
so
like this one
cute.
actually gets my brain working.
This is like, I wonder where this is. Is this Virginia brick? Like, is this Brick Fair? I don't
It's
think
probably
this
at
is
like
BrickCon.
Legoland. It's probably at like Legoland or a Lego store.
I would like to horrify everyone. We have a terrorist among us.
What?
Akmu?
Oh, good.
All right. Now, who wants to take a look at this actually very perplexing thing that I don't even know if Lego knows about, and that's Marvel Comics.
And also remember,
Look at
this thing
this.
was the comic came out in 2008.
This is so for everyone listening, this comic came out in he's saying 2008, and it was a Thor comic, and I don't exactly know what's going on in it, but all I can say is that something in this looks very eerily similar to
Some of these things just don't belong here.
some of these things just don't belong here. What?
Synthesis.
What is this?
It's called.
Ironical.
I haven't
I'll
seen
tell you what.
anyone talk about this, so
I'll tell you what it
what's
is.
going
It's-
on?
I'll tell you what it is. It's a cease and desist.
I have no idea how this is allowed because, like, I've seen Bionicle in DC comics, in like a Green Lantern comic, which makes sense because the original Bionicle comics were from DC.
Written by Edward Moore.
But this is like something else. I've just never seen this before. This is just like when you sent me this, I was like, oh my god. And there are more. So like, you can't really tell from this photo, but I mean that is literally a Metru foot piece, and that's Thor, God of Thunder, just hanging out. Just
On a Metru foot.
just chilling
Or
on
next
the top
to
of
it.
a Metru foot. All right,
Next to
where's-
it, at the
Where's
least.
some of the other photos that get a little more revealing of what this could be? Yeah, this is wild. Actually, I don't think this is. This is count. It's not that. I don't think it's gore. Let's see. Whatever. I don't care.
It's comics. So
It's a cease and desist.
Here we go.
Yes.
So this looks Definitely like Spinax from Maxilos and
Yeah,
Spinax set.
Or
there's no.
it's Nocturne, dude.
Well,
Oh my! Oh,
Is
it's
this one
Nocturne. Yeah,
Nocturne?
it's right,
Actually,
it's
no.
Nocturne.
It actually is a Spinax head on a Maxillo's body.
That's what I've been
Yeah.
saying.
Fine.
It might actually. I think it actually might be a mix of Spinax, Nocturne, and Maxilos.
it's just kind of
Because
crazy.
That is what it is.
Because I got a Spinax head on me right now, and it
I
looks...
have one with me too, but that's in my closet, and I don't want to
Oh
open
my
it.
Well, here,
Yeah,
the
it's-
next,
How?
there are 3
it's-
photos.
Oh,
The next
away
one,
with this.
What the heck?
I mean,
Wow.
it's close, but this next one looks even more like Spinax. I mean, this is like literally, as far as the design goes, obviously it's a little more enlarged, but like this is made of Bionicle pieces. I wonder how this came to be. Was the
How
artist?
was this even allowed?
It's
I
so
think it went
fascinating
under
to me.
everybody's noses.
I mean, we didn't.
I can imagine
12 years
the comic artist that drew this was like, I'm gonna do a sneaky sneak because I really like Bionicle. What can I get away with? Oh, I know. I'll draw Maxillos. Wait, I can't draw Maxillos. Shoot, I had to give it something different. Oh, just give it Spinax's head. There we go. Haha, Marvel will never see that coming. And guess what? Marvel did not see that coming.
9/11.
Right.
As I said, literally, we did not discover this on the
Why'd you post
the
that?
it was on the I discovered it on the TTV message boards,
911.
but the
What's
entire
your
thing was that
emergency?
it's like 12 years of being undiscovered.
Right. It's
Oh.
crazy. This is definitely this is nuts. There's one more. I think there's
Gonna lie,
maybe
there's one
maybe
like
that's
when
all of
somebody
them.
just randomly goes near me on Discord.
So I also put its Marvel wiki page in.
Oh, here we go. Does it have a Marvel wiki page?
Yes.
It does.
And no one's saying, "Yo, this is Bonkles in the desert or a wasteland." Dude, this is the one that looks like Nocturne. This is the one that looks
Can
like
somebody
Nocturne.
actually
That
say
is-
something?
There's no hiding that. That is Maxilos' robot with the Spinax head.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
it
you look
basically
really closely.
it basically
Chat.
glows
Can you
into
can you
one.
bring this up to Marvel and say like, yo, this is Lego property?
Or
They
even
must
better,
know,
go like,
they
yo,
must
this
know.
is DC property.
Or even better, this is a cease and desist.
This is just
It's
kind
probably
of
too late to do that. It's been too long.
right?
Lol.
Yeah, because you can probably get one of the Ignition comics, showing off like Maxillos being drawn is like, and just compare it and to
My
Marvel.
thing is like,
hey,
if bootleg Bionicles are able to be sold, there's probably a reason that they don't actually own the licensing to like even just the specific some of the pieces.
yeah, they do not. Plus,
Yeah.
honestly, I would just say don't tell Marvel at all that this actually exists because the artist has to be a Bionicle fan if he went this far to make
You
the
right.
Colossus.
Just say
Actually,
his son just had
that-
the toy. A possibility.
LegomationStudios. I actually like the fact that you have Manog playing in the background.
Oh yeah, that's what I like doing. I do usually
You
just-
right.
Okay, so
the,
the most likely situation happening
that.
that the guy who made this comic like the little kid a birthday or Christmas present, they get him a Bionicle, and he's like, "Hey, that's a great idea for the comic I'm working on. I'm just gonna commit cease and desist."
So, Tributron, are you here? I forgot to tell you.
Yes.
You or maybe it was yesterday, you were the 21,000th subscriber of my channel.
Oh wow!
You got me.
Yeah.
You got me to 21K.
You are most welcome, my fellow compatriots.
21K button.
Yeah, that's epic.
Hey!
Now I need YouTube to send me the 21K thing.
All right, my fellow compatriots out in the internet, I request you
you've done
to
my
subscribe to Biotalks right now. He's a good bloke, good champ. Go ahead, give him some love.
Pretty good.
And
I think most of the
subscribe.
people
Well,
here
since
are
we're on the
already
art, since
subscribed.
we're on the topic of art, I might as well
I'll give him a shout out on the channel. It's fine.
Did
Oh,
you
we're on
know
the
that
topic of art.
70% of viewers are not subscribed to Zach Kaplan? Hit
That's
the subscribe
actually
button.
true.
It's free.
why are you in the dark?
Oh, hi, Numbskill. How are you?
All right, we got CMOS.
Why am I in the
Iron,
dark? Because the sun's going down.
Minax. What are people in the chat saying? I think people in the chat are just having fun with everything we're talking about.
Yep.
Nocturne,
just having fun that-
Akamu. People are talking about Akamu. Yeah, people thought the Lego worm was pretty good.
So now the question.
Yeah.
Seymour says Zach needs the plastic play button.
We will
Hey,
go down to
I will
YouTube
go ahead
headquarters
and
get
build him one and have a gear function.
How do you get a plastic play button?
You build
It was
one.
made of
You build one out of Lego.
I feel like they should give one for any
I'm actually
like
gonna 3D print one
10,000.
and send it to Zach.
I'm
I'm at
they should
10,000.
have.
I
They
ain't
should
got
have
nothing.
I should have a 10,000 one and then now a 21. Well, I'll get it. I should make one out of Lego. That's actually even better.
Yes, Lego.
Yeah.
It is
That's
the
literally what I just said.
Yeah. No.
Good
I
for you.
was
Yeah.
thinking about it. I was going over it in my head. You're right.
And,
Yeah.
yeah. On the
Okay.
top, since we're on the topic of
You
art,
right.
I might as well just send what I did in voice text.
Look at this though. I just think this is so cool. Why I want this in a movie now. I want
Yes.
this in a Thor film. We got to talk to Taika
Yes,
Waititi.
Marvel. If you're watching this, and you're probably not, make this into next Thor movie.
That's wild that it's in the comics. Like that's so. They
It
have
was-
to know.
Oh,
That's
wow.
a Metrofoot. Wow.
They have to know. I just feel like that's
How'd
totally.
that get by, huh?
As I
Oh,
said,
I
I
don't
think,
know.
can I propose my theory?
Yeah.
So,
Can I propose my
if you know
theory?
anything about like the comic industry, it's very much you have to get it done by a certain deadline, very strict stuff. So I
Right.
imagine what happened, he was probably sitting at home and he had like no idea how he was going to build this robot called the Blood Colossus or whatever the hell they were writing.
Oh, jeez.
So he was just like picked up whatever toy his son had lying around.
It's
He was like, "All right,
2008.
this will
It's
do."
2008. So like
Well,
he was probably
he had
writing
to
it in
be a Bionicle
2007. His
No, I
kid
don't think
had
he was-
Bionicle pieces lying
Yeah,
around and he built it.
I'm not saying he built it. I think it just might have been whatever. Like he just went in his like son's toy room or whatever, picked it up and was like, "All right, this will do."
Yeah, I think Yoshi Dude's onto something.
Hey, yo, this foot looking nice. I'm gonna put it in
Hold
my
on.
body.
Hold on. I wonder if it would
You
actually
sicko.
pop out on Google. What if he Googled like mechanical Titan?
Gotta do
something
my
like
chapter
that.
5 study guide.
I don't
You know.
That's
And then
like-
at that point, it's just straight up stealing.
Also,
no, it's not
you gotta
stealing. It's a cease and
like-
desist.
one thing I feel like
Well,
gotta-
then again, Lego doesn't really care if you use Bionicle in anything anymore. So
This was 2008.
They don't
But-
care if you're not making money with it. But if you're making money with it, then they'll get mad.
Yes.
Yeah, like
they'll
every
go
good
after
company.
you. They'll send the hounds.
Ah, yes.
one thing that I think a lot of people
if
forget is
it's, like,
that
it's like not profit, you're okay. If it's Marvel,
in
there might be some trouble.
in a lot of early Fantastic Four issues, there were Ultraman kaiju in there.
Yeah,
Like,
and like there is like the DC, the Green Lantern comic that had Bionicle in it, but that made sense.
And the Bionicle coin in that other Green Lantern one.
Right, right.
But,
And,
the
the fact that the
Bionicle
Bionicle
comics
comics were by
are
DC.
DC, right?
Yeah, they were. They
Yeah.
were made by DC.
Yeah, they were all DC.
It
Apparently
was
there
probably
were
just an Easter egg.
apparently there were some that you could find at like comic book stores and stuff. Apparently that was like a thing.
I always like got them in the mail whenever I got my
Yeah.
Lego magazine.
Everyone like I always
how I
got
got
them in
them.
the mail.
I
Well, yeah,
think
that's
most
why it
of
was
us-
at
yeah.
one point the most distributed comic in the world.
Yeah, earliest
that
ones
crazy?
I remember are from 2004.
Right.
I wasn't even around during those times.
God, how much?
Right?
did it be?
When I saw the first Ignition comic issue, I was like, oh, that's different.
Yeah, right.
So
What's
if
it
I'm
got?
correct, I
Artist.
think
Yeah, dude, the art style they used for the Ignition comics was really
See,
dark, and I loved
this is the DC.
The
This
gut-
is the DC reference that was in Green Lantern
Lantern.
comic.
Oh yeah, that.
Multiple universes, and then there's literally Bionicle.
it. I love it.
That one's
Yes.
crazy.
Get up.
Especially
I
because at the time they're publishing the Bionicle comics, right?
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised, since like the comics were made in DC by DC, the Bionicle comics. So
I wouldn't be surprised. I actually
and given
remember
how
seeing-
pardon me, go ahead.
I remember seeing like probably from the same issue a lantern that looks nearly identical, whose face looks nearly identical to Liwa with the Miru.
Yeah. You ready?
Yeah.
I'll pull that one up.
Yeah.
I have it ready right here.
Yeah, not only that, but like
Yeah, exactly that one.
Looks like Doom Guy almost too.
Yeah.
it does.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Due to how like the DC universe is basically a combination of several multiverses and stuff like that, and it's not just one timeline.
Right.
It wouldn't make sense that there is probably a multiverse that's just with the Bionicle.
That reminds me of, I think, one of my
Okay.
favorite theories. I think because when it came to like, I think the New 52 or whatever the hell it is. I'm not a
Yeah.
DC person,
New
but
52.
technically the Bionicle
Yeah,
universe
it was that.
anymore because of all their timeline, erasing shenanigans or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Sonic Archer comics.
My sister's gonna flip when she sees this, because she's a huge DC fan.
What with the Green Lantern reference?
I don't know about the green. No, she's a huge fan of Batman. She's like a big fan of DC overall. So yeah, this is probably gonna surprise her a bit.
Bionicle stars.
what-
What
what
the
is-
heck is heck is this photo of the toe?
What did they do? Why is everyone not affected? Okay,
What
let's see.
did they do?
Okay, so
Well,
they just gave them the same proportions as the Turaga.
Oh, I know what he's
They
doing.
gave them the same
Remember the
proportions.
Turaga? Like how they had
Oh,
different lines. He's trying to replicate that.
Oh god, I don't
That's
like this.
actually hilarious. The same proportions
This
as they were as
actually pains me.
It's the Turaga.
Turaga. I like how
So I guess they
when
did have the
it
proportions
was
stretched out when they were.
so short. Oni was
I think
so-
the only normal one
Shorter
in that
than a
picture.
mirror. God.
I think the only normal one in that picture is Matau.
Yeah, no. Mattel was affected.
No,
His neck.
he's slightly.
His neck is
Like, ever so
slightly
slightly.
lower.
Yeah, he's
whether
like.
the ratios form a proportion.
You have to have a really good eye to notice that. That is.
Oh
I don't
my
like this image.
god.
This hurts.
This is scary.
bringing
This
me
is
to
some
the-
This is
scary stuff.
beautiful. My God. I need to do my Metro revamps just like this. And they'll all have the same.
Ottawa
Don't
Beast
even
will
think
be-
about it.
Hunt you down and break every single set that you own. I promise you.
Oh my
Ottawa
god.
is a
on
small
you.
bean.
I can
Whenever
remake
is a
those
small
sets.
bean.
Yeah, so small.
This is genuine torture.
You right.
Oh my god.
You know what? I definitely need those revamps in my life.
Oh,
So in the game, I'm actually gonna have some of that Lego
Whoa,
video
what's
game
this?
like from the Telltale games,
Oh,
like Lego
whoa.
video game humor. Some of that humor right there.
Oh,
like
the Traveler's
slapstick
Tale?
humor.
Travis Tale humor was
This is some
great.
scary stuff.
I was
Yo.
gonna have that humor.
So someone just posted this in the Discord. Is this like a fan-made idea if they had done canisters for 2015?
Oh yeah, I was on the voice.
I saw that
yeah,
earlier.
I
Actually,
don't know who
I really
sent
like
it.
that.
But this, I think, just imagine how much better G2 would have been if this was. I was on the voice chat when this was first posted.
This would have helped a little bit, but I don't know.
Yeah, if they had
It would have helped
canisters,
a little bit.
I would have cried.
Yeah,
I would've
that's
cried
pretty
even harder.
cool right there.
I also
Wow.
saw
Yeah.
one that somebody did on Facebook, and it was basically
No!
like a cardboard canister that could unfold into a display.
Oh look,
Oh, get out!
Yeah.
No way. That sounds amazing.
Let me see if I can find it.
Also,
Dude, I need to see that.
Numskill, I guess happy early birthday, right? 25th.
Oh,
Thank
it's,
you.
your birthday.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday, I guess.
Happy early birthday.
Good for you.
Oh,
Turning
Whoa, what the heck is
23.
this? The trivia John just. What the heck
Oh
is.
yeah. Bootlegs.
Get to the point.
More
$300.
bootlegs.
Oh no, we don't want to
think
get
it
back
might
on
be
the
$300
bootleg conversations, do we?
I've actually been considering buying.
It is time.
$300. Who's willing to pay
Fine.
up?
Wapo.
I have a meme that I made.
It might be worth
I'm just sending
There you
random
go.
mocks.
This
During
stream has
That's the same
devolved.
thing that. Hold on, what was it? What was the guy's name? Suddenly Oranges.
Yeah.
That had this.
Suddenly oranges.
Oh, Suddenly
Ale
Oranges
Denmark.
is
Yeah,
amazing.
he had this or something,
That
or
guy's
something
so
like
weird.
that.
Yeah.
He like one of them. When
Oh.
someone was accepting him, when he did, it like the guy was just like standing still because he didn't have a brain piece and just knocked him down.
I find that
Exact- yeah.
so like with
Yes.
suddenly oranges. I find it so interesting how a lot of like YouTube Bionicle content sometimes like in it they have a lot of views. Like his series isn't even stop motion. He literally just like video like films just him holding the figures
And he
just
crops his
moving
hands
them.
out of it.
Yeah,
I mean,
You know,
it's
it's,
straight out
uh,
of Chronicles of
you know what-
Jowler, and
I was
grew
about to
on
bring
that.
up the
That's so
greatest
crazy.
YouTuber ever, or Galler.
Voice
mean,
text.
HBAH
I have a meme.
427.
Phew, man, that
Vitron
like,
during the Rachi Mock live stream.
man, I
I'm
remember
just-
being in
I'm
like
just-
second
I'm just-
grade watching him. Man, that takes me back. I
Dude,
can't believe
I
he finally
watched
actually
that
finished.
stuff
How'd you
all
think
the
of the
time
the third
growing up.
movie?
No.
I'm
I
just
will not
posting
Oh, yeah, that
random
came out,
mocks,
didn't it?
man. I'm just
I-
posting random.
I can't believe
mocks.
he actually ended it.
right.
Like, and it actually got a conclusion because normally this is something on the internet. It's not supposed to have a conclusion.
I mean,
Actually
yeah.
had a ending.
If I were ever
Yeah.
to get a Lego bootleg, Bionicle bootleg, this would probably be the one.
the
If
dream
I was
motors.
ever to... Oh, I'm actually working on a...
I'm not feeling so good, Mr. Stark.
I don't want to go.
What?
Mr. Stark, I don't want to go.
What did they do to you?
I'm not even gonna lie. That
That's
has
not even the right chess piece.
Aw, man.
This is bringing me genuine pain.
Oh, there's
that
the
has some
gorilla.
like, really interesting pieces.
I'm dying.
Oh
It's a
my-
I
gorilla.
built God.
What does
God.
Robert Downey Jr.
Oh,
think
man.
about this?
General
I
Zod,
think
huh?
he'd be like, well, that's
He
cool.
doesn't have to think about it. He's done with Iron Man. He doesn't have to
Oh,
think.
he'll be
That's
back.
fair.
Look at this.
Oh, spoiler alert!
Oh my god.
Oh, actually, the
Someone's got
headpiece
music going.
that caught my attention.
Someone has music going. Uh-oh.
Like it's
Is it
a different version of the headpiece,
I'm sorry.
and I really want to get my hands on that. Actually,
You
That
know,
looks
started
nice.
with me rickrolling people, and then it began to get bigger.
I got a question. Did
The,
anyone
the set itself
I'm a
looks
big fan
garbage,
of Tito.
but the headpiece that looks pretty good.
Oh yes,
I'm a big
Tito.
When it
fan
came
of
to the,
Tito.
Oh yes.
When
Oh
it
yes.
came to the,
Alexa announced, I got 2 assignments finished.
Nice. New unread. What the heck is going
Oh
on?
God!
I have an announcement. I want to make.
Oh wow.
I just got hit by the
Bionicle
presence of
movies,
God.
But I have no money.
Missing.
Joe is the best.
Also, Gio, congrats on the new
I'm
chair.
there.
It looks great.
Oh yeah,
On the
the
what?
chair. That actually
The
looks
chair.
really cool. It fits your color scheme.
Oh yeah,
Wait.
this new chair. Let me get out of it really quick so you can kind of see
Oh,
the
yeah.
back of it.
I'm just posting
Is it made out
random
of
mocks.
Legos?
I have
Yeah,
the
really
photo
like
right
it. You mix
here.
purple with black. It fits your color scheme.
Fits
That's a
my
good
self-mock
chair.
also.
That's a boss
Yeah.
chair right there. That's a boss
Yeah.
chair.
It's the boss chair.
That's a boss
Nice.
chair. That's
Chairs.
a
I'm
boss
just
chair.
posting random like that I built.
Hairs.
All right, let's
It's
look
still
at the
made in
chat.
China though.
I think they're good.
Who cares?
Let's go chat.
Yeah.
How about you guys go off? What's going on? Any questions? Any topics people want to talk about? I could
actually, I
bring.
just
There
remembered. I
was one
just
assignment that I completed but
I
didn't turn in
do
yet.
want to say like one. I want to say like one small.
Yeah,
thing.
Numbskull,
There's a
go for it.
project that I've been wanting to do. I don't know if anyone has seen my channel, but I've been posting like these things about a thing called Bionicle Reanimated, where I want to reanimate the 4 Bionicle movies. Nothing has come of it yet because college and life and college and college and other projects in college.
Oh yeah,
And no money.
And money, obviously. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That sounds
but
cool.
I want to start with the fourth movie because that one I have the most problems with, and the only way to deal with that is to start from scratch.
That's a
So
lot of
I'm already
work.
working on that. Yeah, it is, but I'm the kind of guy that likes to plan ahead like years in advance for stuff. I'm already starting on like the script, and it's gonna be. You know how every Bionicle movie except The Legend Reborn starts with gathered friends, listen again to our legend. They don't have that in the fourth one.
No,
I'm gonna
they
fix
don't. That is true.
Gathered friends.
They shouldn't
Oh
because
yeah,
of the different content.
Zach,
To our legend.
I put a album cover of a I don't know the band really, but or whatever in the text chat, and I think it's a pretty interesting album cover that everyone should see.
Light bricks. Light bricks.
Nice.
Yeah,
I've
it's
seen
knockoff of the
some
But in the meantime,
Yeah, it's the
I'm working
knockoff
on
of the
Halo
Dream
and
Builders.
whatnot on my channel.
Seriously, I got
Whoa.
got.
In the
drip
meantime, I'm
pulled.
working on Halo stuff on my channel, and it's something I've wanted to do for probably a lot longer than most other stuff I've wanted to do. So I'm trying to get that out of the way first, and then I can broaden my horizons.
Oh
Because I
no!
wanna do a lot of stuff.
What's
Oh,
oh no?
Light bricks,
Oh,
not light bricks.
God, what did they do?
Voice
Oh,
text.
Light bricks.
Oh no!
Oh god.
What's
Voice
going
to
on in
text.
voice text?
I'm just sending random.
Oh no!
To
Like
make
war.
you,
It's loading on my
Frontline
end.
assembly to war mech?
Yes.
Oh, what happened to that
Oh,
ass?
no! What?
We have to
Oh.
we have to talk about what people are talking
Oh
about.
my
Wait,
god!
What's going on?
What's happening?
Wait, what is it? I can't see it. Oh, what? Wait.
To the apex!
That Amok's like, kill me!
Someone had to. I don't know. Someone had to
Someone
have
is
made this
responsible
on
for that.
purpose. This
And
is a
yeah,
joke,
if you like
right?
scroll
This
up,
is a
you'll see
joke.
my thing. Look what I did to
Who
look what
made
I did
that?
to yeah, look what I did to this to the poor minifigures.
Oh
That
my God.
Amok's like, kill me!
Look, yeah,
This
if you
is how
scroll
I
up,
feel
yeah,
because
look up, yeah,
This is how I
look
feel
above.
because of bootlegs. I'll show you.
Oh, my friend, Supreme Big Smoke, he's wondering what the heck's going on.
This is how I feel
Oh
now.
my god.
This is how I feel.
Jesus.
The minifigs. Are you
Hey,
trying to do
yeah,
Paraka Nui with the
LegomationStudio,
minifigs?
you should show everyone what's above this.
You trying to do Paraka Nui with that picture? Or is that
Yes,
something
I
else?
tried to make a Paraka Kaita, but yeah. This is
Did
when me and
anybody
Fire
realize?
were like,
Did anybody realize that this stream went downhill from Christian Faber, and now we're talking about bootlegs again? We did this last stream.
Hey, I have my plan for like the first 30.
I move on to like
That's
other
my
people's
question.
projects, like stuff like
I mean,
that.
I
like,
always
with
have
the
my
mock.
I always have my plan for the first 30 minutes or so, and then I just kind of let what happens happen. You know, it is what it is.
Doesn't it always go to bootlegs at this point?
Well, Mox
I'm
bootlegs.
alive.
You know what? We should just call this the bootleg show.
Yeah, the bootleg
No.
show, pretty much. I did build this
Dream
interesting
Builders,
mock.
I want bootlegs. I want that Superman set. It looks terrible, and I love it.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Question is, I wonder.
You
if,
know
like, when
what?
look at-
Jager, I actually do kind of like this mock. Let me pull it up. If this is the one
Which
that
one?
you're referencing,
You know, I got a
but
question.
maybe you're not.
like feel the lead, just poisoning
What-
those
I actually kind of think this is cool.
Jod.
Oh, let me get my self mock out here.
Yeah, John. This was like my response to like the with like the Metro build. This was my response to the Metro build. Like to Geo's like
Where'd the other
Metro build like
blade
thing.
go?
I was saying, you want to see what I can make a Toa? I turned it into a monkey.
Your room's a mess.
Monkey.
I gave it the name.
John.
Yo, look at this monkey.
Look at this monkey. Oh, this is a great mock. See, I could build something like this, no problem.
This is missing a hand.
Oh yes,
Ignore
Mr.
that.
Mewtwo. No, Mr.
Oh
Matoro.
my God,
How
look
dare
at
I
this thing.
exile me to the wastelands.
I mean, if we
This
wanted
is
to,
from my own
Alexa
channel,
announce, yes, I'm doing my work.
if we wanted, no worries. If we wanted
Let's
to
shut
talk about another topic, we could always like talk about my recent topic video. What if Bionicle was an anime?
Yes.
You know what?
That's what I wanted to go to
watch that
like
because
45
of
minutes
YouTube
ago.
Then why didn't you
Yes,
say
but-
something?
Because we've been buried by legs again.
All right, let's go. Geo, do you have what are your 2 cents?
Bionicle as an anime would be effing sweet.
Oh,
Or at
Yeah.
least animated series in the vein of like Genndy Tarkovsky's like Samurai Jack, you know?
Dude, if it was animated like Genndy Tartakovsky, I would like pledge my heart, soul, and everything else in my body to Lego
I mean,
forever. Even though I already
would-
have, but I would. Pledge
It would
even
work great. Bionicle would work great as a shonen anime.
Oh yeah,
Mainly,
Let's hear it, Geo.
mainly because like Bionicle as a toy line was meant for young boys, and shonen anime are kind of meant for young boys as well, kinda. And like we already have shonen anime that are very
yeah.
similar to what
Yeah,
Bionicle
true.
is. Like as much as I don't want to say it, like Naruto is one of those because they have like elemental
Dragon
powers
Ball.
and stuff. Dragon Ball.
I would have gone with more of a
Um,
Hunter x Hunter.
Fairy Tail, other shonen animes like that.
What
like
is going
those,
on?
those are like the
We need
the top
more
3.
shows with characters that have elemental powers. I love it when I see a character with elemental powers.
it's just the reason
'cause of
why
Bionicle.
the
Ataru,
anime.
Ataru, take the Nerf gun out of your mouth.
Don't worry, it's not on the stream.
It's Princess Elsa, the Toe of Ice,
It's not on the
in the Disney
stream.
Cinematic Universe. Leave your thoughts in the comments below.
But yeah, no, I agree with you, Gio. I also think, like, I obviously laid out a lot of my points, but there are a lot of similarities. I don't know if, like, Greg, Farshty, or anyone on the
give me a
team
moment.
was, like,
One thing,
influenced, but I definitely see a
They're
lot of
weebs.
influence.
I feel like we need to bring up a major point that I think if you were gonna
Get to the point.
Shit,
Bring
if
up
you-
your major point. Get
Yeah.
to the point.
if you were to do an anime, you would definitely have to do a
Corny.
manga first, in my opinion. When it came to like Bionicle,
Yeah,
or, retell the entire story in manga form, in my opinion.
right.
So because, and also one thing I would say when it came to like inspirations, I would definitely look at shows like Doctor Stone with like their environments and such
Right.
to get an idea of how the island of Mod Nui would look,
Totally.
or like anything with like sort of that stuff. Like I would even say like the Hunter exam art from Hunter x Hunter. At
Right.
least the beginning portions of that. With hell, even for like creature design.
Yeah,
And even
yeah.
stuff as and hell, even stuff like I brought up in my YouTube comment if you read, stuff like Xenoblade, because I think that's another good thing to like look at it, inspiration for how would stuff look. If you were to translate Bionicle into an anime.
Totally.
I mean, even if you were also translating Bionicle into an anime as well, I'm gonna just add on to it. Like you can dive into some of the darker tones.
Oh yeah,
You can definitely experiment with that body horror that Greg experimented with in 2008. Like Toa Ignica devolving Makuta Icarax as he is crushed in his own armor. Like, oh my god, that would be so cool to see. It'd be
Right.
gross, but I'd love to see that in an anime.
CMOS
Oh, yeah,
says
that sounds
another
good.
thing to point out is that shonens often tend to have deep and complex lore, a lot like Bionicle, like thousands
also,
of years of history, and
one
yeah,
thing-
totally.
One thing I have to say that's good about Shonen and Bionicle is that it always starts out lighthearted, and then by the end, it's always super dark.
Right.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
interesting.
So
as I said-
Bionicle would be perfect for making an anime.
It's kind of nutty. Like Bionicle does get pretty dark if you get into like the whole Ignition like storyline is like pretty nuts. Like
Oh,
the
yeah.
Matoran are literally slaves and get whipped and like shot at for fun by the Paraka. The
Even
like,
the gang
Can we
name.
get Can we get
is
Ash
the
Vampire on
Paraka.
one of these streams one of these days?
Right. Honestly,
Because he went into this like 5 hours for the
I watched
entire
that
story.
video.
right.
Imagine how in depth he could go for a single year.
That's actually where I first like got this idea over the summer. I was driving up to Washington, and it's like, 15-hour drive, so I listened to it twice over. And I was like, kept visualizing like, oh, he has a point here and there, like I love how he was like, take a drink every time a character transforms or morphs or gets upgraded,
Another
evolves. That's just like such a thing. Yeah, and it's with the Baraki, they're literally warlords and like war criminals and like straight up like mass murderers. Like, it's pretty nutty dark how like
think of all 6 Baraki as like Jeffrey Dahmer, Charles Manson, stuff like that.
And Prydak literally wears the blood like on his face, on his mask.
No,
I mean,
it's
Lego says it's not, but come on.
Yeah,
We all know it is.
Am I the only one who never thought it was blood?
It's blood. Lego, stop trying to lie to fans.
They made a comment about that? Is that actually a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, they actually made a comment stating that like Prydak's red is not like blood, but actually the color that he used to be before he was mutated.
That's such a big fat lie right there.
He was red and white before mutation, and then that changed.
What about
like canonically? That's what it was.
What about Makuta
but
Krika?
That's like
Krika.
bioluminescent stuff.
Bioluminescent. It still looks like blood.
Zach, can I mention something? This is a bit of a side note, but one of my friends wanted me to say this. But what would you free the cat? Yes or no?
I don't know what you mean. Is this a joke?
I know what you're talking about. It's a meme.
I don't know. It's like, would you free this cat from its prison? Yes or no?
I
it
would.
Depends what the cat looks like and if it's a cool cat or a bad cat.
It's a kitten. Wow. It's a kitten. It's only a baby.
Is this a game?
It's
just something he just posts. It's odd, like he does random stuff like this.
Because that's copyrighted music.
Scary teacher. Scary teacher.
Back.
Yeah, let's get back to conversation. Where
so
I completely missed out because I had a phone call.
Okay, so about like Prydak and stuff like that. He was supposed to be entirely red with a few white highlights, and then he became like white with a few red highlights that are obviously just supposed to be blood. But they aren't. Also, speaking about blood, now that I remember what I was going to say, there is Bionicle characters don't bleed. The only ones that do bleed is the Glatorian and the Gory.
Right, and some of the
because they have bodily fluids.
And creatures on Aqua Magna, like during the whole Mari Nui, like all those fish and all of those like shark, eel characters, technically.
Actually, you know what? I would like to. Can I mention this? It's part of like the series. Like one of the characters is the Glatorian on my team.
Yeah.
Basically, like in my series, all the Toa they would have arrived to Earth, but there's this one character, but the character Sutok, he would have already been on Earth. In fact, actually, in my storyline, like he was like before like the Montanui robot launched, he was accidentally sent to Earth by the portal that sent the Toa to Earth. And they put the portal in with the Great Spirit robot because they definitely didn't trust the Glatorian at the time, and he ended up in the Ice Age. He ended up in the Cold War and ended the war, meaning he would have been around there for 40 years.
Earth.
And this is the interesting part.
Earth.
Can I mention this? This is important. When he first arrived, like Earth, he looked like a human, and then slowly he would have to use the cybernetic organism. So, like, I wanted to show that, like the Glatorian, they look like humans at first, but then like he slowly turns into a cybernetic organism.
Yeah, I almost do think that, like, how do they? It's weird because like in Bionicle universe, it's like fantasy, but like if they have no blood, like how does oxygen get carried through their like lungs and their blood? Maybe they
Well,
do
they're
have blood. We just
biomechanical.
yeah.
They're not
but
like
Kyler
completely
Nuva has a
robotic, but
point.
not
I
every-
don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, do they even breathe oxygen? Because
Yes.
I think like the reason
Yeah.
why is
Wombat
they breathe
Combat.
air vents
You've missed a
somewhere
lot
on their
actually.
bodies.
Connor
But
is
it's okay.
here.
Oh, very nice.
Connor is
Also,
here.
check it out.
You
Check
know
out
what?
my mock. It's got
Hey,
the
Zach and Gio, I have a
blades
question
that are
for
on
you
his
two specifically.
torso.
Yeah, what's up?
Dish the question.
So, I know you guys in the I think the first live stream I was on talked about how daytime TV was almost frowned upon in the early 2000s. Do you know how come that was?
Really?
What was the like? How did the conversation get going?
I think it was me questioning why Bionicle didn't have some sort of television show.
Oh, yeah, because
I
daytime TV had to stick to a schedule. Actually, a really interesting. If you guys know what Firefly is, it was Joss Whedon's like TV show he made about like space cowboys, and it was actually a really cool little series. But a problem with daytime television is that it only airs at a certain point, and so normal viewers ended up watching them out of order. And with modern television now, like a Netflix, like they tried to do with like Power of the One or whatever, the Bionicle G2 cartoon, I don't know.
Journey
to One, whatever.
G2 cartoon
Bullsh-
kind of sucks.
Anyways,
I
the
like
reason
it.
why it's not frowned upon as much nowadays is because you can just find the whole series wherever you go. TV, you can find all episodes, you can stream them in whatever order, whenever you want, press play, pause.
Yeah, they had a similar problem with the MTV Spider-Man show where they aired the episodes out of order, and then they were rearranged for the DVD release of those.
Right.
So when we were watching it as it aired, everything was like, wait, this character died in the last episode. Why is he here?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys
So,
ever watched.
people were
There was this show. There was a show called Cubics. Did you guys ever watch Cubics? It was like
Nope.
robots
familiar.
for everyone. Oh, it was like
That
this
sounds
Fox
eerily
Kids
familiar.
TV show, but it was about this like kid who, like, there's this place called Robot City, right? And it's kind of like a little bit Bionicle, except it's humans. And he starts like interning or working at this shop where they like fix and build robots. And it's like Pokemon, but they're robots. So everyone has their own robot. You only have one. And so he finds this old broken down one called Cubics and like rebuilds it and it comes to life. And there were like 2 seasons, like 30 some episodes or whatever. But for some reason, like just because it's daytime television, it was hard to watch everything in order. So like for me, like as like I was trying to become a fan, it was very confusing, like since it was very like chronological to like know where things are going, what's happening on. I don't know. I'm just trying to answer your question as clearly as I can, you know?
Yeah, you know what? That I think makes a lot more sense because as me growing up in the era I did, I just kind of like couldn't really fathom, why, you guys were saying that people used to make fun of it,
Right.
At least, because 2000 is also the era of like continuity in television shows.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and like
Back
a
in the early
shared universe
2000s.
on a certain network.
Back in the early 2000s, like shared universes and serialized TV shows weren't exactly in the spotlight. Nowadays, it is. Like if Bionicle came back again, like it would be totally within margin. But it has to have an identity. Otherwise, it's just going to get flooded with all the other shows that are the exact same thing.
I still think
Makes you wonder. It
Like,
makes
those
you
two shows are
wonder.
completely different.
It's the whole marketing aspect. What makes your show different from all of the rest of these shows?
What were you
I'm
saying?
back.
Get
And
to the
what
point.
can you do
or ours
to get
has
me to click on it and
definite-
come back for more?
Yeah.
Yeah,
In my case, it's putting them in a different location, like a really different location, something more familiar.
Kyler Nuva remembers Cubics. Wombat Combat remembers Cubics. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, Cubic.
I need to see an image of what this is. I don't
All right,
know.
I'll pull it up right
Cubic
now.
is so cool. Hold on. Let me.
I got it.
Pull it
Here
up.
we go.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a visual on this because it sounds familiar. I watched a lot of stuff back then.
Once you see
I
it, you'll
remember
be
most
like,
of it.
oh,
remember it.
okay, I think I know what he's talking
Yeah,
about.
sure, I'll do this. I'll watch.
This was it.
Oh, shit. About the episode
Huh.
on Crash Bandicoot.
Why does it look like a
Oh.
knockoff Kobayoko?
Well, look, this show was on TV like 2002 to 2004. It was like a long time ago for all you young kids.
I've never seen it.
No,
Okay,
there's
I've never
it's-
seen this
if
show.
no one who's under like 21 years old has seen it. There's just no way.
Well, actually, I have.
I'm gonna be 23 and I've never seen this show.
13.
Jeez.
It's all good.
Okay.
I saw Galador when it aired.
Zach, I have returned.
That I remember.
Nice.
I remember Galador.
Yo, Yoni,
but I don't remember Cubics.
yeah, see, I remember Galador too. Thrawn, do you remember Cubics?
Yeah, we used to have those little toy models that we got from like McDonald's. Or
Yeah, it was Burger King. You had to collect all them.
Ah, yes. Good old McDonald's. The place where you can get
I remember
specially
getting a
made
McTorin when I
diabetes.
was in Arizona at one point, but that was forever ago, so I don't have that anymore. I think it was Mach.
Man, you know what?
Cubics was like such a good show, man.
That reminds
It
me.
was.
Anyone
I have a
remember?
couple McTorin revamps up here.
You?
I think it's using like Connor's McTorin revamp frame. Like I have
What?
Yeah,
what
everyone's
Kongu.
remembering Cubics.
I have Kongu here, and I have adorable little Maku here.
Oh,
yes.
wow.
How
See,
did you
I
do
wanted
that?
to,
Like, how
I
did you
wanted
do
to
that?
make my own Tahunga mocks. They're just so expensive. They're gonna be like $40 a pop if you want to like. Do
Yeah.
Yeah, these I got for like
Yeah.
less than $5. Okay.
I mean, like
Very
nowadays,
lucky.
you probably have to
You
get
lucky.
connections with the local
See?
mafia in order to get your hands on them.
Make this Matoran
That's
build.
a good
It's just as fun as the original. And you get two functions.
I'm
and
surprised
it's
this
full-
stream is working as well as it is. Honestly,
Yep.
like
Because we're using Streamlabs OBS, are we not?
Because Streamlabs OBS is great.
that's literally
I
all due
wa-
in part to Thrawn like saying I should get it yesterday and me messing around with it all day today.
There are
Hey,
also
Zach
themes
Kaplan?
that you can
Well, I
use.
wasn't here for the other attempts.
There are themes.
But I'm
There are
glad
themes
it's
on
working now.
Streamlabs you can use.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it can you can add like different like merges and transitions.
It'll
and
get
it just
better
makes
and
the whole
better.
thing look so much smoother.
Yeah, still working
Kyler
on learning how to use
Nuva.
that.
Kyler, do you think I can play it and I won't get copy striked or anything? Probably. It's literally like it's such an old show. I feel like there would be no problem.
It's
It's
possible.
copywritten.
I'd be I'd be careful.
It has to be on. It has to be in the public realm for like over 70 years or something in order for it to become public domain.
Thanks, Disney.
I don't
Unless
know.
it's unless it's said it's public domain.
I
copyright
think I
free.
might be okay. I think I might be okay.
I mean, Wizard of Oz is public domain, isn't it?
Yeah,
It is.
yeah, it is. It's because it's
That's
been
because
around.
it's really
since the
old
40s.
though. Yeah, it's really
Well,
old.
yeah, that's fair game.
I'm gonna do
Zach,
it and just whatever happens
Zach,
happens.
This is why I suggest you Groovies, because you could like type out like what you want to see, like what you want to listen to, and it about just appears and boom.
Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Let's just play it. I don't care. If what happens happens, right?
In the future, not so far away, it's the dawning of an all new day.
Pause for everyone.
Machines that care could be our friends.
Oh, that's so janky though.
I don't hear anything.
Early 2000s animation, so janky.
Hundreds of months
Oh,
from
man.
with emotion driven.
I could see this of people complaining about how shady this
Yeah, it was at the same time that like
Cubics.
Jimmy Neutron was popular and like Roly Poly and like super.
I remember that. I remember that show.
Anyways, that show is awesome.
You know, I remember an
You think-
episode in Cubics where like the kid had to go ahead and taste this food, and do reviews, and basically doing marketing and stuff like that. And
And if you think that looks good,
and then he was, I remember him saying, this tastes so bad.
Wow. Cubics, man, that throws me back. I remembered the song pretty well.
Hey Zach, that just reminded me of a situation. Basically, like this isn't gonna be in like the Mozo show, but something that happened like this happened. So the two are at the park. They want to get something to eat. They see a taco shop. They want to order tacos. How does your toe react to buying something?
What a tangent. What are you... What?
So basically, like, the two are trying to
Something
order
about
food, and I
tacos.
think one of the members actually decided to pull a robbery on the taco shop.
They go, take me to Toa Taco. And he's like, what? And he goes,
No.
Toa Taco. We have Toa Jalisco and Toa Tabasco. Oh, okay, that works.
Tabasco, huh? Yes,
Toa
my
Taco
favorite.
makes sense.
I'm more of a fan of Toa methamphetamine.
What about Toa Topa Tipo? Topa Tipo? What is it? It's
Toa
like
ganja.
Topatio.
Tapatio.
Tapatio. Toa Tapatio. That's better than Tabasco. It's Tapatio. That's even better. That's the dank stuff.
Toa lime. That's what we need.
Toa
Get some Toa cracked lime.
Lime.
Oh my
We were
gosh,
talking about
no.
lime
Did
joints
you guys
yesterday.
Fentanyl.
Do you guys remember Toa
Oh my
Wine?
god. Oh my god. This was hilarious. This is not like Bionicle. Back in like when the Atari
Joel
Lynx first
Eisenberg.
released, the only like redeco it had was basically of a brand of a cigarette. And basically, just imagine like a conversation. Basically, there was like this brand, like the
What?
Atari Lynx at ever.
I'm sorry, what?
Jager, you're going on such crazy tangents. You get so excited.
Yeah, sorry.
I swear to God, I heard a slur somewhere. What?
Oh my god.
I thought I heard it too.
Basically, there was this.
Oh, odd dude. You said 4 kids went bankrupt and renamed and became an exercise equipment company? Oh, okay. So it's fine that
they went bankrupt, didn't
So
they?
it's fine that I pulled up that video. Like, I'm totally chilling.
Yeah.
Because we don't.
Jesus, yeah.
Totally fine. So we can
Wait, I got a question. Does anyone
Oh, yeah.
Jesus swiftly descended into chaos.
This
Yes.
descended to chaos.
I'm just gonna
Yes.
say right now, 4
Peace out.
kids is stupid, and I'm glad they're dead.
Yeah. You know what? I really need to make a gear function. It's just a fidget
So,
toy. I need to make a fidget toy gear function. So
I
bad.
got
Thrawn.
I got a question.
Thrawn, you might enjoy this. Are you still
He
here?
left.
No,
He just left.
F's in the
Oh,
chat.
he got Visorak.
Oh,
He got Visorak. He got Visorak.
Yeah, these are his favorite.
Right.
So I got a
people are
question. Does anyone remember watching like anime at like Saturday in the morning on the
you guys
CW?
made him leave. What did you do?
Like
It's probably my
Toonzai or the
screaming it down like
Vortex, I
a
remember
complete
that.
psychopath.
Oh my gosh, I remember like waking up like every Saturday morning just to watch Sonic X.
F's in
Same.
the chat.
I have seen the entire show 3 times that way.
All right, I remember. I just remember like the 3rd season was so awesome because it just was not Sonic the Hedgehog in the slightest.
Yeah. I remember
when are
the
we-
first episode I saw ever.
Oh,
was
PK's here.
Ah,
the first
Kincaid.
episode I ever saw.
Welcome to the
was
zoo.
actually good.
I got all the Viscerox.
Welcome to the zoo,
yeah.
Brian.
Welcome to crazy. Welcome
What the hell was
Yeah.
it?
chaos.
Keeler
welcome to the
So,
Zoom
I was
meeting.
saying that-
Enjoy your stay.
The very first episode of Sonic X I ever saw was actually the final episode
Obama.
ever, which is weird.
You know, to be honest, that's pretty much like was my introduction to Sonic the Hedgehog. I never played any of his games.
I
until,
was like,
got-
wait, who's
I
Cosmo?
didn't play the
Why is
games.
there-
I
why is
only
she-
watched the show as a kid.
and it's like, is it just me? But I feel like I definitely have more experience with.
Thrawn, if
Sonic
you're still
X
watching,
than the
check
the
it
other
out. I got
cartoons.
your favorite Bionics. The
I mean, as a Sonic
Viscerox.
fan,
Bionics.
I'm kinda
Hey.
iffy on
Yes, this is my favorite
the
brand.
subject.
Only the
Guys,
you know,
remember Spy Bots from like
that sounds
2002?
familiar.
Lego
That sounds
Spy Bot
very-
from
This was so fun
2002.
to build these because I never had all of them. I had this one though.
Actually, I think I remember that. Didn't they have,
Yeah,
like,
they were like a
flash game?
robotics,
Lego guys.
like
Yeah.
robotic, RC controlled like.
Wasn't it
vehicles
like
and
a
stuff
part
like
of
that.
Mindstorms?
Yeah, it was kind of like
never had the red
Mindstorms,
one.
like, and they had like transparent shells on them in different colors, and they could do different types of functions.
Yeah, didn't
These
they
are
have
so
like a
awesome.
web game based off of that? I think I remember playing it at one point.
Where's Topang?
Let me search it up.
Poor Topang hasn't been able to be on any of these streams.
Topang is working on episode 3 of Bionicle Ignition 3.
Oh, so he's like animating?
Oh, the one I'm in.
Zach Kaplan,
Oh,
this is
yeah.
on the subject
Hey.
of Resurrect. Can I show you something?
So-
For those Shoutouts fans,
Here it
there's
is.
been a breakthrough. There's been a breakthrough in Shoutouts technology.
There it
What are
is.
you guys sending to the Discord?
It's,
The ability
There it
to-
is. Here's the
Aslan
spy
A
bot.
says favorite Viscerock. Just going off of these, you know, it's funny, and maybe
Good
it's
for you,
because of the
TJ.
only one that I had. But the white one, what is it? Kurak? Kororek?
It was the white Vizirac. Nobody cared.
Ugorak. I don't know.
I did not
was
memorize
Kielrock.
Viscerock or Valky names.
Was it like
Unarock?
Kielrock? It
I just
started
like
with
the
a K and an E,
I
that's
like
all
the
remember.
color scheme the best. We didn't get a whole lot of blue and
Yeah.
white, and I think
That
it's a
was-
really cool color.
That was like the first
Hey,
Vizirac
blue and
I ever
white.
got, and it was my
My
favorite.
favorite
It
colors.
still is. I don't
Favorite
have it
chunk of
anymore.
blue,
I
white.
want it.
And then the next one, honestly, is probably the black one. Unarak.
and
or
orange
Unarak.
one?
Because of the lime, I think the lime with black just kind of has a cool, like, they complement each other, these colors.
I really like how
The
it pops
peat
out
orange?
too. It's a very good mix. Yeah, that's the key orange.
Yeah.
And the blue. I like
I'm a
this.
big fan of the Borak eyes on the black one.
Mm.
Oh yeah, the yellow Bora guys.
And then
Yeah,
I had a
those,
blast
like,
building
those, like, stand
Norik
out the
because I
most.
never had Norik. This is probably my favorite Metru, but it's
Dude,
technically
I
not a
need
Toa Metru.
Noric. All I have is Iruni. I need Noric.
Yeah. So
I
I
need
found out the reason why I only had Iruni and a lot more people it's easier to find Iruni is because Iruni was sold separately as a single set at a lot of places like Walgreens, CVS, Walmart, Target, but a Noric was only sold in the pack, like the 2-pack. So that's why
What?
Noric's a
Weird.
little more
Yeah.
rare.
Yeah.
There was
I
never
thought it
a
was sold
single
separately.
there
Am
was
I-
never
am I
a
dumb?
separate Noric set that was sold. It was always partnered with Iruni.
Ah.
They probably sold Iruni separately because because Lego probably thought kids would want to go for the gold one more.
Exactly. That was my train
I
of
mean-
thought. Was like while red sells
they're
pretty well.
right. I have 2 Irunis, so
Yeah, they
That-
thought
that
the
is-
gold
that
would
is
sell
true.
more, which I
but
guess
I need
makes
Noric
sense.
because I want to.
If I'd
if
been
I'm
in a
gonna
store and seen
remake,
Noric or Iruni, though, I might have gotten Noric, honestly, because I was big into red, like favorite color.
Speaking of,
That
I've
reminds me, for, like,
been making
uh,
mocks. I've been making a lot of dark hunters. And, ooh,
These were
Yeah.
like $24 with canister and instructions on Bricklink that I got.
That reminds me, for my Bionicle Reanimated project, I actually wanted to make an original scene for Weather Shadows
With them?
Noric and Iruni as Toa.
Right? There's so much, like the comics did. In fact, I like that they touched on that storyline.
Yeah,
That
I
whole
wanted to animate that part, or I still
Right?
want to. I've made like a whole blueprint of like what I want to do with the project, because whenever I start on something, I always say, "Hey, this is everything I want to do with it. I don't know when it's going to be finished, but it will be finished whenever, if ever." So
Yeah.
I have like a whole blueprint of what I want to do, and I want to include like the deleted scene for Mask of Light where Makuta talks about his previous endeavors with
They
the
needed
Rock
that.
and
I don't know
Bull
why
Rock.
they got rid of that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it
and
would
I
have been
wanna-
awesome to have in Web of Shadows a scene where the Rahaga are explaining their backstory, because it would have put more, I think, of an understanding on the universe and how big this stuff went. Because that whole scene in the
Yeah.
comic book was like, I remember being like, oh my god, like You know, thousands of
Like
years. Of
there's
this.
like so much.
Yeah,
There's
the
like
big
so
plot
much that
twist.
people don't know about the lore, and
Right.
it's crazy. Because like the movies, they're limited on time, and there's only so much that the movies can tell you. But when you look at the books and the comics, you realize that there's so much more to it than what you just saw in Web of
You know
Shadows or Legends of Metro Nui.
Yeah.
There's like a
When you really
whole
look at
other
it,
It would have been really
bunch
nice
of
to
events that
actually have. It would have been really nice to have a TV series for the Bionicle first generation
Yeah, back then.
lore.
But I want to be able to like recreate the characters' movie versions in Lego and then animate them and recreate those scenes as faithfully as I can.
Right.
And
Yeah,
and I want to be
totally.
able to, for the fourth movie, completely do it from scratch, have an original score, have an original cast, and just include the finale in there. Because
Carlos
you know how the fourth
Maxwell.
one ended on a cliffhanger?
Zacharok. Right. And I wish all three had ended on a cliffhanger. I wish Mask of Light had ended on, like in the comics, Turag of Akama going, "You weren't the first Toa." Boom! Next movie, you know? And then Legends of Metro Nui should have ended with they, like, are going back, they are, like, freeing the Matoran, they're going back, and boom, it's overtaken by these creatures. Okay, and then the third movie happens, you know, and I feel like
when they were making Legends of Metro Nui, they made that with the fact in mind that they didn't know they were going to make a third one.
True.
So they made it like a definitive ending, and then the third one happened where it was like an in-between story. But my
weird.
thing
They
is
should have
with the Legend
waited
Reborn,
and made a
with the
brand
Legend
new
Reborn
movie.
and that cliffhanger ending for the Legend Reborn, I hate it.
Dude, the fact that it's like we talk about all the time, but the fact that we were just 1 year away from getting a Paraka Inaika movie is just, that bums me out so much. 1 year! All we needed was one more. I wouldn't have been fine with just that movie.
The only reason why we got
if we
2005
got,
as a story, the only reason why we got 2005 as a story in the first place was because Miramax told Lego saying like, "Hey, we made a lot of assets for Metro Nui. Let's use them."
Right.
That's the only reason why.
So why didn't just in the story, why didn't they just say, all right, so all of the Mata Nui, like, island inhabitants go back to Metru Nui, and it's under Shadow, and so now the Toa Nuva have to, like, fight all these Viscerock creatures, and it's like, little could have just done that, and then they go to Voya Nui.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, but like for
you're
specifically
no,
for the Legend
we have
Reborn,
to dive into the story of a sad
movie. When they ended the fourth movie on that cliffhanger and we were waiting for the finale to happen, and then the finale happened in comic form, I was kind of mad. I want to be able to like flesh that thing out just enough to where it doesn't feel like it's forced.
Have Liwa with the rest of the Toa Nuva?
Right.
Yeah, and like have more scenes with the Toa Nuva. Have more scenes with the Toa Mari.
Yeah.
Have more scenes with
have like
all the
everyone
characters
actually be
I've
there?
gotten to know. I want to be able to do them justice, and I want to make it like I don't know what.
I
Like
mean,
4 hours.
Like
I
see
got a
their
question.
stories in,
The
right?
Legend Reborn, the Snyder cut.
So is it
Legend Reborn the
It's 3 hours, boys. Let's go.
I'm down for a 3-hour Bionicle movie. Oh my god,
So am I.
why do you keep doing
I mean,
this?
we got one, and I was in it. But now we're gonna get a whole series with Bionicle Ignition 3. But I want to be able to like work on making the movies better in a way that newer audiences can learn about Bionicle through these, and they don't have to say, "Wow, that CG looks dated. Why does he have lungs? Why doesn't he look like the toy?"
Right.
I mean,
But
I'll
also,
always
like,
argue
they
that
stuck with the toy design in The Legend Reborn, which I thought was okay. And also, I don't want to go through the trouble of cutting out a Mask of Life, so I'm just not going to bother with doing that. I'm just going to leave it.
Is it
completely
it's
shut.
just me, but what the hell is it?
Whoa.
I've always wanted
Keyword
you know,
stuff.
if Bionicle ever came back, I would always want them to just start off at like where the 2009 movie ended and just go from there. Instead of like
yeah,
you know what a
because
lot of
we were going to go to like the Jungle Moon
Right.
of was it Boda Magna?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. It's like when
Yeah.
you're really looking like the stuff that like because it just seemed like the story was actually going into a lot of like interesting places. I mean, to be honest, the ending itself I think could be the same, but like just have everyone there and I'd be happy. But it's more of
Well,
that
here we
just
are.
all right. We're just gonna put the ending
Now
right
it's
now,
time
right
to
here.
end on a very, very confusing cliffhanger, and let the fans decide whether or not they want to see Robin live or die.
A side note, King K, your favorite Vizrak being an NXT robot is genius, pure genius.
So
NXT robot.
Just look at voice
yes.
chat. Like, we've been having a
Favorite
Aslan
world
A
of
says,
fun.
I wish that Boda Magna dinosaur movie got to be a thing. I agree. I wish the sets had been a thing. It would have been like a return to like giant Rahi beasts.
Too bad Lego had to cut the plug on it because it wasn't selling enough as a toy line, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna be able to like do anything with that because I know nothing about that, and it's not really connected to the main story anymore. But
You're right.
if it was, I would have been like, hey, let's build a giant Lego Bronchiosaurus. Let's do it.
How
I'm down
nutty
for
would
that.
that have been?
My gosh,
Hey,
Bionicle 5.
you know,
Bionicle 5 was also supposed
Plot a
to.
new write a Bionicle T-Rex like Optimus Prime Road.
Hey guys, I will say, I will say that to stay tuned. You know, this is definitely not a shameless plug-in, but stay tuned to my channel because I am making some biomechanical dinosaurs with functions.
Oh yeah.
There have been people who've tried. It's pretty cool if you can get it done.
I mean,
right.
Oh, I've already made one. I'm going to be making more.
that's also one thing I definitely like with Bionicle. It definitely showed how it it didn't just have to be human creations. They could you could create dinosaurs too.
Was this
stuff like
in
that.
a comic?
I really, really.
Or was
need
this
the
just
raw
like an
sets.
unfinished panel?
This was unfinished.
Ugh.
Like Bionicle 5. The fifth Bionicle movie was supposed to have the Element Lords in it as well.
Yes.
If I
I
remember
think
correctly.
the Element Lords
if
would have
we
made
ever
great
saw-
villains.
My God, I would have killed for an Elemental Lord set.
So would I.
Same.
Yeah.
But
And
I am making
it's-
some elemental lords, so.
So I'm
easy.
just saying. Do you think if Lego actually hears our cries, they'll continue it at that
No.
point?
No, they won't.
No, I don't think
though,
so.
you
One,
can make an element.
Not everyone even knows what the story of Bionicle is these days.
You know what the thing is at that point?
A,
It's like
the most recent thing they remember is the reboot, and B,
You know
there's
what?
a lot of people that are overhyping Christian Faber.
now I have another
Right,
question.
right.
Another theoretical
Zach
question.
Kaplan.
This
I
is the-
got something to say. I have for the series, I'm like developing like a bunch of crazy things, and what I'm about to send is one of them. Like I'm trying to like get Dark Hunter canonization contest, and yeah, literally anything classified. Just look what NASA made.
Yeah.
I do have a sample of the Legend Reborn reanimated script.
So,
No,
okay. We've been going for an hour 52 minutes. I want us all to have one more thing to talk about. I liked what Aslan said. I like what Chronisia says. So maybe we'll go around and say like he says, "What's your favorite Bionicle scene from any of the Bionicle movies?" Who wants to go first? Let's see if everyone wants to. By person, we could do that.
I can go
I have a
first.
few.
You want to go?
Trib, you can go first, then Numbskill, then whoever wants, and then I'll go last, and then I think we'll call it a night on the stream.
All right. One of my favorite scenes, actually, funny enough, comes from Bionicle: The Legend Reborn.
Oh wow!
Where Matanui crash lands on Barra Magna. Because like at first he was like this big colossal being until like Makuta takes over and just basically kicks him out of his own body. So he's basically like immortal at this point, and he's trying to fight for his life against a Vorox, and only to be saved by a beetle. So it's kind of funny,
That is
like
interesting.
having like a godly being ending up becoming a mortal man and being saved by an insect.
Sounds a lot
I feel like
Jesus.
that opening scene, I feel like set the tone perfectly for what situation Madanui was in from the start. And as much as I like The Legend Reborn, but I don't think it's great, but I do love the opening, and I agree. That's a very good scene.
Oh, yeah.
So, Numbskill, what would you say? Just let's do one or two, max.
All right. I'm going to start with second favorite and most favorite. Second favorite would have to be the opening to Legends of Metro Nui, where they look at the different areas of Metro Nui,
right?
And Toa Khan is delivering the Toa stones to the different Matoran.
That is pretty.
And
great.
I really like that scene. And then my most favorite is from Web of Shadows, where the Rahaga rescue the Toa Hordika from falling to their death. And that piece of music has been in my mind for over 15 years, and it is my favorite piece of Bionicle music.
Yeah.
From that one.
Yeah.
I think that one piece of music is like some of Nathan First's best work.
Oh, it is definitely.
Yeah.
For
I made a 1 hour version of that.
I'm so glad he released it.
That's
I
pretty
made a
good.
1 hour version of that with my Rahaga Mach. So have fun listening to that on repeat.
That swell is like it's like my religion.
Is Yoshi and what's it called? What's the track called? Do you remember?
The Rahaga.
Just the Rahaga or something? Yeah. Is Yoshi Dude or King K? Are you guys here?
I'm here.
Do you want to say favorite scene or two?
Truthfully, my problem is I could never say there's really a single scene that stands out from like any of the movies for me, because it's not like, when it comes to me like Transformers, the 1986 movie, where I could say, "Oh yeah, that scene." So you know what? I'm gonna cheat a little and go with the best commercial Bionicle ever produced, and naturally, everyone could probably agree on this one. Madanui Rising.
Oh no. Was Madanui Rising a commercial though?
No, I don't care. That's what it is. That's what I'm going to put it as, because that's such an iconic scene.
I mean, it was technically a commercial.
They technically have that scene in The Legend Reborn.
Dude.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, we got another Legend Reborn cover.
Yeah, they
did.
We were just talking about this.
The way they did it in The Legend Reborn was kind of.
But like, specifically the I'm gonna call it the commercial trailer version, where it's
the one by Ghost. That version is just beyond
because it's like
words.
when
you're right.
We were just talking about
and especially like the way it ends.
This. Purple Boy just posted this on his Instagram story.
Netflix adaptation.
Who's Purple Boy?
Purple Boy is the other guy that likes Toe of Gravity.
Okay.
I think he's been in the stream a few times.
Well, there we go. Maybe he heard it from this stream.
Maybe.
All right, Gio, do you have a favorite scene?
My favorite scene would have to be the Vakama versus Pterodax fight.
Wow, in Legends?
Yeah.
Nice.
Legends of Metro Nui is my favorite of the three of the Miramax trilogy.
Oh, it's definitely the best of the Miramax trilogy, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
My personal favorite's Web of Shadows, but Legends of Metro Nui is still really good.
Yeah.
For me, it's like Web of Shadows. It's not that it's a bad movie. It's more of I despise 2005 with all my passion.
Yeah.
The movie itself's actually pretty good.
It's just 2005. I hate it. Except for the fact that we got the shadow.
Need to happen.
Jager,
2005 as a story did not need to happen.
Jager, do you have a favorite scene?
Mine would probably be the Coley match. I really like the Coley match from
Coley match. Okay.
Hey.
That is pretty great, actually.
Happy building and play well.
Along with the one with against Pterodactyl Takanuva.
That scene, my god! And they even edited it to match the music too. Like they purposefully did that.
It's pretty great. I tried to play it with my friends. I remember.
I think there's there was a Coley fan game that someone was making. Actually, I forgot who was making it, but I did an advertisement for it on my Lego channel. I mean, not my regular YouTube channel, but I'll have to share it sometime.
All right,
I just hate how Coley has so many different rules.
King K, do you have a favorite scene?
Yeah.
Okay, so my favorite scene happens to be it was the moment when Vakama connects all the dots in Legends of Metro Nui. It's the part where he has all of the different like flashbacks and also the foreshadow of Lacan's death. And that was the part where he was forging the Mask of Time at the same time. Like he was having all of those series of visions and everything was like connecting together.
What if I told you? What if I told you I was gonna say that that's my favorite scene too? You just took it from me. What are the odds?
Follow the light.
That's
what are the odds? Well, that scene is definitely up there for me. But another one that to me is like just great character development and like the score hits at the perfect timing. And it's like a good way to maybe not end the trilogy, but I guess you would call it the 2 films if you count the 2 films as like one little, like just part 1, part 2 movies, is in Web of Shadows when Vakama is talking to Matau, and Matau's like trying to convince him that like he's still a good leader, and like if you're wrong, then we're all doomed and all that stuff. And he's like,
"You're my brother."
Yeah, it's such a great scene. Yeah, it's a lot like Anakin Obi-Wan, except it like works. And I just think like the animation they push into Vakama's eyes, and you see the animation change, and just that whole moment. That whole moment is like. Really, it's really well done. It's good dialogue, and I think the best voice acting moment in all of the trilogy, honestly. It's like...
I don't know how.
It's hilarious.
Web of Shadows as a movie... Web of Shadows as a movie is not bad at all. It's probably one of the best, like, in terms of animation, music, writing, just all around it's objectively better than Legends of Metro
It's like
Nui.
the team was getting better and better.
As I said, it's just 2005.
Yeah,
but
the
fact that 2005 as a story did not need to happen at all is the reason why Legends of Metro Nui is the reason why Web of Shadows is not my favorite.
It's pretty crazy now that you think about it. Like they were getting like Creative Capers was getting better and better. I like have no doubt that like if they'd kept going by the time we got to like Matoro's sacrifice and like. That would have been an incredible moment. I'm sure they would have like by that point.
There were some fan animations of
by that point it would probably have been so good.
Oh
like,
yeah,
yeah.
Toa-Token,
if they got to that point,
Toa-Token,
it would have been intense.
All right, well, guys, we've been going for a little over 2 hours now. I think I have dinner and stuff. But this has been a pretty good stream. We again went all over the board, but I think I'll get a couple of good highlights out of this. Yeah, this was pretty good. Now that I know that this little Mac Mini I got apparently works really well when it comes to streaming through Streamlabs, and unlike my laptop that just explodes and gets too hot, I'll keep learning Streamlabs and like make this show better and better as we get along. But thanks everyone for being here. It looks like we have 23 concurrent viewers throughout the stream. We've had about like 100 or so people tuning in. So yeah, thanks everyone in the chat. We managed to get so many of you guys on this Discord stream, and it actually works. I believe there's 7 or 8 of us. So that's pretty solid.
There were moments where like it got to all 10.
Wow.
Remember, chat, if you're not subscribed, it's free. Press that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you know exactly when we stream. Even though it is Thursday night at around 6:30 Pacific time.
Yeah,
usually.
Every Thursday we'll keep it around 6:30. Go to these other guys' channels as well. Check out Captain Gia, check out Numbskill, Kincaid, Jager, Tributon, Yoshi Dude, and everyone else that was in the chat earlier. Obviously, we'd love to have more people in. I'm hoping to find a way to like make this Discord even bigger, but you know that takes time.
Yeah.
But if you're watching this right now and you're in the chat and you haven't been added to the Biotalk Discord, if you go to my channel, my channel page, there is an email function. I've created an email, thezachcap@gmail.com. It's like my Instagram handle @gmail.com. If you just email me there, I can send you the like Discord information. I feel like it would be super easy just to do it that way, right?
You could just put in the link of the strip. You could just put in the link of the description and everyone.
That's what I've been doing on my Discord server for months.
You can?
By the way, I wish to join your Discord server.
How do I do that?
Just paste your Discord link into the description of
Okay,
the,
I'm on
video.
the Discord. This is, by the way, anyone watching, this has been me for the past month. Okay, I go to buy a
Be
talk.
sure.
I'll
I
send
go
you
to
an invite.
server
I'll
settings.
send you an invite.
Yeah,
Edit,
be sure that the
Expect
invite.
promotion.
Be
Expect
sure
promotion.
that the invite.
Okay,
has a
server
live-
settings,
lifetime.
invite.
Yeah.
I'll
Invite
send you an
people.
invite that you could copy.
Oh, wow.
It
Got
allows you
it.
to use an infinite amount of times, and
Invite
it does not
people, copy
expire.
link. You
Yeah,
can edit the
expires
invite
in
link so it
7
can
days.
be expires never,
Click it.
unlimited
Click the link.
uses.
I've already got it. I'll
do
send
that.
it to you, Zach.
Yep. Do it now.
All right, I got it.
Legos, Bionicle, Talks, Bunkle, Legos, Greg Farshty.
Existence.
Christian Faber.
You right.
Existence. That's what it
You
is.
right.
All right, everyone. Well, thanks for being here. We'll talk to y'all soon. This has been a lot of fun. I'm gonna put the Discord link in the description right now. I like this song. It's
Yeah.
like the intro, outro.
Yeah. Happy building and play well, everybody.
All right, thanks for being here, everyone.
See ya.
And we'll see you next time on the next stream of Biotalk Live. Until then,
Take care.
peace out, guys. Take care.
Peace out.